That's the shofar. Hashiram Matazama, the Ten Commandments. Ra'ah, Yahaya, Rakah, Alahayim, Hakarayim, Iopinia. No and not have other gods before me. La'ah, Thayasha, Lakah, Pasah, Wala'ah, Thayobadma. No and not thou make graven images to serve them. La'ah, Thalaqah, Sham, Yahweh, Ba, no or not thou take the Most High's name in vain. Zakar, Ha-Yuam, Ha-Shabbat, La, Kodashwa. Remember the Sabbath day, keep it holy. Kabah, Lavakah, Wa, Makah, honor your father and mother. La'atha, Latazak, no or not thou murder. La'atha, Kanab, no or not thou adultery. La'atha, Ganab, no or not thou steal. La'atha, Anashikar, no or not thou testify falsely. La'atha, Kamad, Kala, Shira, La, Rakaya. No or not thou covet, which is our neighbors. Selah, hallelujah. Amen.
Praise Yah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah.
Selah. Thank you, Elder. Hallelujah.
Hashiram.
And everything you should do is in Yah's name. You've got to do everything that he says in his name.
Yeah.
Praise Yah.
Praise Yah.
Praise Yah.
Hashiram Matazama, the Ten Commandments.
Romans 11:5. That's what we was talking about, that remnant.
Praise Yah! Praise Yah!
Praise Yah! Thank you, Yah!
Praise Yah!
Yes! Romans 11.
Shalom! Welcome to Mashiach's Assembly! Don't forget, shoes off at the door!
Respect Yah's house.
Hey, Maya is so. Hey, Maya is so. Toraba, 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 Yahaya. Toraba, 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 Yahaya. Praise Yah!
Praise Yah.
We sing praises to your name. Oh yeah. We sing praises to your name. Oh yeah. For your name is great and greatly to be praised. Praise Yah.
Praise Yah.
We sing praises to your name.
My mic is mute. They keep muting me. Why do they mute me when I come in? It's crazy. Stream y'all. Come on, bro. We're paying y'all. Like, when I come in, I'm unmuted. I'd start the thing, and then the minute that it, the intro stops, they mute me, and I don't even know it. All right. Just ridiculous. All right. And y'all know how long we've been doing these live streams. That has never happened before. Now it's happening every time. All right. Welcome to Divine Discussions. All right. Welcome to Divine Discussions. Let me put my invite, yes, copy. Oh, I was supposed to make myself small on the screen too. Let me do that really quick. There I go. All right. Now, let me Go to comments. Shout out to the comments section. Shout out to Angst Citra. Shalom King. All right. All right. Yeah, they keep muting me. I don't understand why they be doing that, bro. I'm steady talking, and I know you're like, oh, no sound. It's like they do it every time now. Now I got to try to like remember. Maybe I need to put like a note here to be like, when you start the live, they're gonna mute you. So pay attention. All right. Thank you, Yashala Yah, for your super sticker. Hold on, let me get my life together. Thank you so much, daughter of the Most High, for your super sticker. I humbly receive, and I thank you. All right, let's get started. All right, let me see. The elder came in the building. Shalom, elder. Shout out to California. All right, let's get started. Let's get started. Tonight's live stream is millions are in the streets celebrating. All right, so thumbnail, yeah, let go. The thumbnail. Oh my goodness, it's Lavel. Lavel, Shalom, daughter of the Most High. Was wondering where you was at, but I knew you was probably watching and just busy and doing your thing, right? You got a life. Life is lifing. Good to see you, daughter of Yah. Shout out to brother Jerry in the building. Shout out to sister Andanola. Shout out Andanola. I said I was going to start shouting out some of the newer people. There was a newer sister who found us too. I can't think of her name now. All right, she just found us too. A white sister just found, so-called white. Sorry, we so-called black, you so-called white. She found us as well. I can't find what her name is now. Shout out to you, sister. Hopefully you watched the live as well. Shout out to everybody who finds us. Now, the yeah, I wanted to I said I was gonna start doing that. Right? I'm gonna start shouting out, right? The people, shout out to, yeah, brother Elwood, A Villa, Victoria Sharon, Adonola, sister Adonola, sister Hayazak, sister Roberta. All right, I'm gonna start. All right, and thank you for you guys. Thank you for your donations and stuff into the ministry. All right, let's get started. Now, millions are in the streets celebrating Lilith, Baal, and Jezebel. Yeah, live right now. Millions. It's crazy work. All right, crazy. All right, Hakyama has entered the studio. Shalom, daughter of Yah. All right, so now I'm gonna share. Let's do it. Let's get started. Share screen. Right, window. Oh, I had to restart my computer. That was why I started so late. I know y'all like, dag, Uncle, it's 9:16, but I came in here and I had to restart my computer. You know, you got to sit there for everything to reload and restart. So now I got to open up all my stuff because I usually have everything set for the day. All right. So let me go to Bang. I can go to my screenshots to grab my thumbnail again. Right. Grab my thumbnail again. Screenshots. Bang. Go all the way to the bottom. Here we go. It's this one because it's it's this one. Double click it. All right. Now come to y'all and share. Share screen, window, bang, share. Now see what y'all got. Okay. Let me adjust the size of that. There we go. There we go. Okay. Oh, bang. Right. Right there. There we go. Now, this is the thumbnail. Millions celebrate in the streets. This is the streets. You see all these people? See that dude? He's standing up. They taking pictures, right? And this you're gonna see is I did what's the name? I did closed caption so y'all can understand what it's saying. We're gonna do the videos in a second. It's gonna be a good one. All right. So millions are in the street and they're celebrating this. Wow, they look like they gave her cornrows. It looked like that could have been Rihanna a little bit. Wow, that's crazy. This is supposed to be. So they got it. They got it with the boobs. I apologize. Shout out to Daya Rock. I wanted to try to like edit out the boobs on the thing, but it's too many in moves and I didn't have time. So I apologize for that. All right. So they got it with the boobs all out. And this is supposed to be Lilith, but it's like mixed with Baphomet with the horns. And I'd say Jezebel too, but wait till y'all see. It's going to be crazy. Right. Yeah, this is definitely a black. They definitely, well, if they want to be actually historically correct, then she would have been black. All right. So they gave her cornrows. That's crazy work, right? So anyway, so millions in the streets worshiping this image, right? And they're celebrating. But wait, it gets it gets worse, right? It definitely gets worse. Now, we're going to let's get started. We're going to grab this, right? There we go. They opened that. So then I can go, matter of fact, I can just do it. I could probably do it right here where we at. There we go. So then I can go to our channel. Bang, view your channel. And then let me see which one. There we go. This is the vertical view, right? And then I'm gonna edit the vertical view so that people that's coming in could know that they're on edit, they're on vertical, or that they're on 16:9. All right. So now I'm gonna put brackets. I don't want no free samples. What are you trying to give me free samples? I don't want no. They ain't nothing free. They ain't giving us nothing free. All right. Bang. And then I'm gonna clap blocks vertical. And then another. There we go. And I can save that. Now one of the streams says vertical and the other one is just regular. So for those who come in, you'll know, all right, if you don't want to watch the vertical view, then you can watch us in the regular 16:9 regular view. All right. Now,
Excuse me. We have a prayer request.
Go ahead. What was the prayer request?
She says, "This is Sister Courtney. Prayer request. Please pray that I find a place ASAP and that this job comes through quickly. Really happy to be in attendance tonight. I know y'all heard you all. I know y'all heard from you all. Shalom."
Shalom, Sister Courtney. Thank you. We're glad that you're in attendance with us tonight as well. We haven't seen you in a little while, so welcome back, sister. May the Most High bless you on your journey right now as you're looking for housing and as you're applying or wanting this position, this work position. Praise the Most High for those of us who work and who want to work and who are trying to provide for ourselves. May the Most High cover and bless you. May his favor, grace, and mercy be bestowed upon you as you continue to seek out his face, his righteousness, his image, his likeness, and his being. As you go forth and try to be a light in this dark world, then the Most High's favor, grace, and mercy will continue to cover you, daughter of Yah, and continually pour into you. And we say this prayer in the name of the only Yah, Son of the Most High, comes in the name of his Father, his only Yah, Son, begotten Son. And we say, Abba Yah, please continue to pour out your grace and mercy over her. All right, prayers up to you, daughter of the Most High. All right, Shalom. That's Aman Yah, Amen, Hallelujah, Hallelujah, Shalayah, Selah. And it is done. Praise the Most High. So continue, sister, and continue to fight that good fight of righteousness, and the Most High's all will be added unto you. Seek ye first the kingdom and his righteousness, and all things will be added unto you. Y'all always remember that part. All right. So sometimes it even look like we're not going on. Sometimes it even look like things are not going our way or we don't get the things we want. But remember, the Most High, all in his timing, his mayad, and everything that we need, not so much as what we want. He gives us what we need. So sometimes we have to be patient. Sometimes we don't get, when we want, how we want, but we are to seek ye first his kingdom and his righteousness, and all things will be added unto you. All right. Praise the Most High. That's what I live. Right. Right. All right. Now, let's get started. The thumbnail, millions celebrate. All right. So I think we're just gonna basically go right in. I think we going right in. I ain't even, it's probably about 50, 60 of us here between the two live streams. And so as we go on, people are coming a little later. So I'm guessing we about to just go right in from the rip. All right, let's go. Let me make sure I don't got nothing else I need to open first, right? I need to open that because I'm going to show that later. Yep, I want to show that later. Then I go to here, right? And then I go to here, and then I go to there. Go to that folder, and I open this, right? Shaliam, I'm guessing that's Yasha coming in the building. And then what did I call this? Jezebel, I think. Yeah, I think I called it Jezzy, the Sketsy. Yep, there you go. Yeah, I got a surprise for y'all tonight. We got a surprise coming tonight. Yeah, yeah, yeah. All right? Some of y'all don't know what's coming. It's not in the thumbnail or none of that. It's a surprise. We got a surprise. Shout out to Victorious Yaron in the building and everybody I didn't get to see in the building. Azayah and all y'all, right? Let's go. Here we go. First clip of the night, right? And the title, Millions Celebrate. Millions are in the streets celebrating Lilith, Baal, and Jezebel. Live, right now. Not now, right now. They're in the streets. So let's go to the streets. Let's see what's going on, right? Google. Oh, I'm about to say, why is these Google tabs open? Okay, so I got to set my stage. Grab that one. There we go. That's the tab. And then I'm going to grab this one first. We're going to do this video first. Bang. Right? And how do I make it go back? I don't know how to make it go. I don't know. All right, so I can stop share. That's what I do. So stop share. There we go. Now I can make it go back. All right, then I'm gonna make that smaller. Here we go. I'm gonna make it a little smaller so I can still see some of the chat. They still let me see some of the chat. That's good. It's a good sign. All right. Sometimes they block the chat totally. All right. Shout out to my Ashaya, to the family, to the babies, and to the sisters in the family. They're getting a little older. They're like, Unc, we ain't little girls no more. I know y'all not. You're growing into young women of the Most High. All right, here we go. Now I got to share screen. Bang. Share. Who that over on Facebook? Shout out to Unique, Daddy You over on Facebook. Shout out to June Bug over on Facebook. I missed you last time, Bug Juice. All right, shout out to Daddy You in the building. Unique, my brother. Unique, we're going to get that call in. Share screen. This one is first. Share screen. All right, let's see what's going on. Millions are in the streets celebrating what? What are they doing? Share. They doing this. Make it full screen. Right? Hold on, let me see which one looks bigger. Let me see. I got that one. Let me see which one looks bigger. Oh, the other one looks bigger. I don't know what that is, but that one looks bigger, so we're going to run with that one. All right? Watch this. Copyright disclaimers are in effect for educational purposes only, for reactionary purposes only. We don't own rights to the video. We're reacting to the videos. Now, this is France, the country of France. Now, this is what they're doing in the streets. Now, what's her name? Candace Owens got this whole beef with the prime minister, I don't know, the president of France, I don't know what they call it, the prime minister or whatever they call it, and his wife. And she said his wife is really not a woman, and she might be a this and that. That's between, but they after her and all that. But this is what they're doing in the streets of France. It's a lot going on. Yeah, Macron and all of them. It's a lot going on. Copyright disclaimers are in effect. This is what they're doing in France right now.
In one French town, everyone walks around with giant heads, and it's completely normal. It's part of Tarascon's centuries-old festival, celebrating a mythical dragon called the Tarasque. If your town had a parade of giant heads, who'd you make first? Comment below.
So, in this town of Tarascon, or whatever it's called, they celebrate these festivals, and they walking around. We just going, this first video tonight, we going somewhere. They walking around with giant heads. Now, yeah, they made this the people who made this video is AI, but this is what's going on in France. This is just all right, let me not. All right, now, the thing I look at, Lavaelle and Sister Hayazak Roberta, is Shalom Yadasa, Yada, shout out to Kentucky, all right? Now, is giant heads, this reminds me of Nephilim. That's what I'm getting from this, right? Some ancient Nephilim worship, right? Now, they got this thing that they worship this dragon. Let's see.
Tarascon's centuries-old festival celebrating a mythical dragon called the Tarasque.
So they got some dragon that they celebrate called Tarasque or whatever, right? Now we know the dragon, who's the great dragon, right? So anyway, they got that going on. That's just a little clip I wanted to show, right? They got that going on in France, in the streets. Once a year they celebrate this, right? All right. Now, copyright disclaimers are in effect for reactionary purposes only. We don't own rights to this video, and we're just showing for copyright disclaimers. I mean, for reactionary purposes. Share this tab instead. We're still in France. This is what is going on in France again. But this one, Dalal Shah, I'm going somewhere. Y'all let me walk it on in. Y'all please give a like if you can, so the more people can find us in the world and live stream and know we live, right? And so they can come on in. So here we go. I'm step by step walking us into tonight's to the thumbnail. Millions in the streets. This is France. This is that same city, right? But this is 7 years ago. Okay, so they've been doing this stuff a long time. All right. Copyright disclaimers in effect. Let me make this full screen. I'm gonna share this tab instead. Let me see what y'all see. Okay, share this tab instead. Here we go. And make that full screen. I'm just doing it off somebody's YouTube channel, right? All right. Now, the first thing I want to point out, and we know this is European culture, right? But, it's a thing. So the women got these skirts on, right? And the man got the same skirts. The men got the same skirts as the women. That's just so, they call it kilts and all that. I mean, you could call it tomato. I call it tomato. You could call it patata. I call it potato, right? So you could call it a kilt. You can call it a schmilt. You can call it a Wilt Chamberlain if you want. If that butters your biscuit, if that floats your boat. But you ain't going to tell me that I don't see a skirt, okay? So I speak a language over here, right? I see a skirt, okay? Just like the Romans, they used to have those little skirts, right? Shout out to Nappy Image, right? So y'all could call it a schmilt all you want. Victoria Sharon, I'm sorry. The men shall not wear the things pertaining to a woman, okay? All right, so, and another thing I want to point out, look at the sisters. They got cornrows. The white sisters, look, they got, I didn't know they were doing that over there in France. They got cornrows. They done cornrowed their hair. But anyway, the men and the women are dressed just alike. So look up here. That's women. I think that's a woman. I see some boobs with the skirt. And then that's a man over there. Look at his little legs out. Same skirt. Okay, but we know that's the culture. It is what it is. We're not about that tonight, but I just thought that was interesting. Look, it's a dude behind him too. And he looked, looked like he might could fight too, but that'd be interesting. Get beat up by a dude in a skirt. That's a whole nother thing. That's a whole nother thing to a man's ego, but let's continue. These are the streets of Toulouse. Now, the Toulouse thing was the other. It's interesting because that was the other clip right here, right? With the big heads. I don't know what they call these. In Nephilim, they run around with these big heads in the streets of Toulouse. So a lot is going on in Toulouse. Okay, now, I don't know what that's about, but here we go. Now, who said that? that must have been Yasha. I know Yasha's sense of humor. They cutting off my chat, so I can't really see the chat. That sucks. At first I could see it. Now I can't see nothing. That's why I can't see who said it. Which just sucks. But anyway, let me continue. So they too loose in Toulouse. That's a good word, Yasha. Too loose. Shout out to Canada in the building. All right. Now here we go. Now share this tab instead. Now here we go. We back in the city of Toulouse. Shout out to France. We just trying to understand what's going on. We ain't trying to, we just trying to understand. So it says, fantastic beasts, a beast, roam the streets of Toulouse. All right. Now this one is 7 years ago. I'm going somewhere. Pay attention. Copyright disclaimers are in effect. Let go. Start it from here. Play.
L'intérêt pour nous, c'est de créer un événement culturel et puis d'offrir sur la palette culturelle toulousaine qui est déjà...
The advantage for us is to create what do you say? To create a never seen before and add to the palette of the Toulouse culture. The Toulouse culture. The advantage for us is to create a cultural event and offer something extraordinary. Right? They're trying to give them something extraordinary. Okay?
Très varié, très riche, d'offrir quelque chose de plus, d'extraordinaire.
Which is already quite varied, quite rich. This is both Toulouse residents. Now for everybody, this is Baal. Everybody. This is Baphomet. This is the golden calf. This is Baal. Okay? His image. We going somewhere. All right? So, look what they're doing. So they got these festivals. One, they got the big Nephilim golden, the big heads going down the street and all the, and this one, here we go.
Qui est déjà très varié, très riche, d'offrir quelque chose de plus, d'extraordinaire, qu'on n'a jamais eu. C'est à la fois pour les Toulousains, pour les habitants de la région, mais c'est aussi un motif.
People of the region, and also a great pretext to invite visitors and tourists from all over the world.
Pour accueillir des visiteurs et des touristes.
The Minotaur. Now, for those who've been watching the series that we continue on Friday, the Most High willing, of how Christianity started, we're in Greco-Greece and what the Hellenists in the Greece and Rome, and we know the Minotaur and Theseus, these Greek Greco-Roman gods. Okay, the Minotaur is supposed to be this half beast, half bull, half man creature. I'm just paraphrasing that. Trapped in the labyrinth, and they feed him children to eat, to unalive. And it's supposed to Minotaur, how it was created. One of the Greek gods was supposed to do something, smash this woman. He was married, but he didn't smash this male. This the Greco gods. This man didn't smash this other male god, and the god got mad and it cursed his wife. I did it on the study on the Friday lessons, right? On the live stream, and it cursed his wife. These are these gods like Hedera and Hades and these Greco-Roman gods, right? And then the wife got cursed, and her curse was that she would fall in love with this bull, and it was supposed to be a wooden bull that they made. And she mounted the bull and had sex with the bull, and she gave birth to the Minotaur. Half man, half bull. All right? So, they're already showing you what deities they're serving, what gods. And the Minotaur is supposed to eat. They feed it children from 7 to 8 years old. This was the mythology. It's Greco-Greek Hellenist mythology. All right? So, this is the Minotaur, and the Minotaur it's bull worship. It's the golden calf. It's Baal. All of it. They just have different names throughout it. All right. Now let's continue. So do y'all see it? It's breathing. It's smelling the trees. It has noise. sounds. Let's continue.
Grandiose, c'était génial. Ça fait un peu peur pour le.
Huge. It was amazing. It was a little scary for the bigger one, the kid. So he got his children, they got their children there to see this fallen angel devils, basically, that this minotaur was fed in the mythology children to eat. Okay, so he says his bigger kid was scared. Well, he should be, because if the mythology was correct, then they would feed him to this minotaur. But let's continue.
Ça fait un peu peur pour le plus grand. Le petit, lui, je pense qu'il a.
I don't think the younger ones realized, but it was huge. It was magnificent. Okay. See, this is where people get themselves into trouble, right? Oh, it was wonderful. It was magnificent. It was amazing. And all this crap, right? No, it's actually devilish. It's actually demonic. How about that? Right? How about we call it what it is? Okay? There you go. Let me do this way. Share this tab instead. I just typed it in. Minotaur. In Greek mythology, the Minotaur, also known as Asteron or Asterius, is a mythical creature portrayed in antiquity with the head and tail of a bull and the body of a man. Part man, part bull. He dwelt at the center of the labyrinth, which an elaborate maze-like designed by and a command of the Minos of Crete. Can y'all hear me? Am I messed up? My audio messed up?
We can hear you, but you're crackling.
Hopefully that's better. Hopefully I
That's
don't mess
better.
up. Okay, good. Let me know if it happened again. Thank you, daughter of Yah. All right, let me check my audio level. All right, yeah, level is okay. All right, so now let me go back to the window. Oh, we going somewhere. We just getting started. It's the other video. You're gonna see. but wait, it gets worse. So now this Minotaur dwelt at the center of the labyrinth. This is Crete from the Mycenaean islands, the Cycladic Islands, and the Minoans. This is what became the Hellenists and the Greeks later. Okay, the island of Crete and Anatolia and the Proto-Indo-European area. It's where Asia, West Asia meets Europe and Africa to the south. Okay, it's where the Mediterranean meets the Aegean Sea and the Black Sea to the north. Right? They call it Turkey today. It was called Anatolia in the Hittites' land. All right? That's where the Greeks come from. All right. Now, this Minotaur, according to Judea, every 9 years, the people of Athens were compelled by King Minos to choose 14 young noble citizens. All right. Look at this says. King Minos Crete to choose 14 nobles to be offered as a sacrificial victims to the half-human, half-bull, taurine monster, the Minotaur, to be unalived in retribution for the death of Minos' son. All right? The Minotaur was eventually slain by this dude. We just can't get away from these Greeks. I'm sorry. And they always showing their little wee-wees. So this dude, these little naked dudes was doing stuff with this Minotaur and all this stuff. Okay. So, yeah. So, and then the story, it tell you can just look it up on yourself, right? The creation myth that Poseidon sent him a snow. There you go. Minos prayed to the sea god. All right. After ascending the throne of the island of Crete, Minos competed with his brother as a ruler. Minos prayed to the sea god, the marine kingdom, Poseidon, to send him a snow white bull as a sign of their god's favor. The Most High said, don't put no other gods before me. And Minos was to sacrifice the bull to honor the marine kingdom god Poseidon. That's where they get the trident and the devil and all that type of stuff, right? All right. But owing to the bull's beauty, he thought the bull was beautiful. So he decided to keep him. And Minos believed that the god would accept a substitute for sacrifice. So to punish Minos, the fallen angel god, Greek god Poseidon, arranged with Aphrodite. So Poseidon and Aphrodite arranged for Minos' wife, Pasiphae, to fall in love with the bull. This is bestiality. Okay. All right. I know I'm tired of little wee-wees too, but we just can't get away from it for a second. All right. It's not about that tonight, but it just always keeps coming up. Right. So Poseidon arranged for Aphrodite and for Minos' wife to fall in love with the bull. Pasiphae had the craftsman Daedalus fashion for her. I ain't going to show it because all these little gods got their little wee-wees out. Fashion for her a hollow wooden cow into which she climbed to let the bull mate with her. That's bestiality. She then fell pregnant and she bore Asterius the Minotaur, making him a grandchild of the god Helios. Helios, Christos, the sun god. Christus. Y'all don't even, all right? But tonight ain't about that, but I just wanted to show y'all the Minotaur. And this is an image of the Minotaur. Half man, half bull, and he wants to eat, the children and stuff. All right, we don't stop because they always keep showing. All right, no, enough of the little wee-wees. Stop share. All right, so let's continue. Let's get back. So share this tab instead. So now y'all have a full understanding of what this is. All right, now listen. Now, so y'all see this Minotaur was created out of bestiality, and he was to eat. They were supposed to feed him children, right? Now look, see, and what are they bringing? Their children. And he's talking about it was scary. This is why we had to cover these children, right? We giving our children over to these principalities and spirits. But let's continue. All right, here we go.
Grandiose, c'était génial. Ça fait un peu peur pour le plus grand. Le petit, lui, je pense qu'il réalise pas, mais c'est grandiose, c'est magnifique.
It was magnifico. Magnifico, whatever, right? Shout out Sister Smaria. Now look what else they got in this festivals that they have. This big ancient spider. All right? I don't think they say his name. Oh, we going somewhere. This is the first clip of the night. But wait, it gets worse. The Minotaur will remain in Toulouse after the event as part of a permanent. So I guess this is the first time I'm guessing that they did this, right? This one was 7 years ago. It's going to remain in the city as a part of a permanent exhibit where 50 people at a time will be able to ride on the Minotaur's back. All right.
So the question is...
sorry, we don't. that was the video. All right. Now, here we go. Copyright disclaimers are in effect. This is for the video tonight. Millions are in the streets celebrating Lilith, Baal, and Jezebel. We don't own rights to this video. All right. I did what they call that, closed captions. I translated it because it's actually in French. I found the best copy of this video for us tonight. I found the best one, and it's totally in French. So, share this tab instead. So I went through the process. Hold on. I got to make it smaller. How do I do that? There we go. Now make it bigger. There we go. So I went through the process of translating it for us because I got us the clearest, best video I could find of this. And this is today. This was now. Okay? Like this week or last week. All right? Or a couple of weeks ago, something like that. This is now, a couple of weeks ago, about 2 weeks ago. Now, I walked you in. Now, remember, the city, they doing the big heads, right? The Nephilim heads. They doing this Minotaur, right? I think France is doing too much. Something's going on. And they're doing this. Now, share this tab instead. Copyright disclaimers are in effect for reactionary purposes only. What's going on in France? Here we go. Lilith, a la femme scorpion. Now, they create Lilith and made her with a scorpion's body. And it says something about the labyrinth. The Minotaur, so it says Asterion the Minotaur, something about the son of the labyrinth, going to protect the city of De Toulouse, right? And something about Lilith, the femme fatale scorpion, the liberator, something of the damned or something. And the guardian, something of guardian of the labyrinth. All right, something, I'm just trying to figure out what the French words say. But here we go. Let's continue. Now, this is in their streets. This is the festival today. Uh-huh.
Can you go back to the where it had the words? I translated it. Okay, the first one says, the Minotaur, freed from his labyrinth, became the protector of the city of Toulouse. The second one, it says, Aridani, the giant spider, is the guardian of the labyrinth. The last one says,
hold on. So that's what the spider was about. So, okay. So the Minotaur, which they have to feed it children, is protecting their city. Okay, continue. And the big spider is guarding the labyrinth, which is the home of the Minotaur. So they put it in like a maze. A labyrinth was this big elaborate maze, and it's supposed to confuse the Minotaur where it can't get out, because if it get loose, it's just going to eat all the children. All right, so continue.
the last one says, Lilith, the scorpion woman, freed from the underworld, wanders from city to city in search of damned souls.
Ooh, so Lilith, which they say is supposed to have been Adam's first wife in this pagan devil worship stuff, and she was disobedient and all that. Wow, worse, more disobedient than Eve. We had enough with Eve, right? The story of what the funny part of Lilith, if Adam was like, Lilith, that was supposed to be his first wife. We're just gonna, let me paraphrase this, right? So Adam was like, Lilith. Lilith like, okay, the Most High, this is what they trying to make us believe. Lilith was like, okay, this the dude, he's supposed to be my husband. So Adam was like, Lilith, you know how he was shook of Eve, he was sprung. Adam was like, I'm sprung. He sung T-Pain as soon as he saw Eve, right? The Most High said, you need to cover her. Adam was like, she is bone of my bone and flesh of my flesh, right? Adam was like, Adam was singing, I'm sprung. So apparently before Eve, they saying, these are these pagan cultures, they said that he sent, the Most High supposed to send Lilith. So Lilith was like, okay, this the dude, right? So Adam was like, okay, Lilith, okay, she popping. So Adam went to smash Lilith, and Lilith was like, listen. Adam said, okay, we got to do this thing where we got to smash, we got to mate. So you lay down, and I'm gonna get on top of you. And Lilith's supposed to have said, the devil is the truth, right? Lilith said, I'll be damned, right? Since she's looking for the damned, Lilith said, who getting under you? Lilith was the first feminist. So the feminist culture, they promote Lilith, right? In the non-male and female created he them community, right? They love Lilith. They got magazines and stuff about Lilith, right? So Lilith was the first feminist. Lilith said, I ain't getting under you at all. So Lilith said, no, you gonna get under me. So Lilith was the first one to ride that pony, if y'all know what I'm talking about. Lilith put Adam on his back, climbed on top, and was smacking him. Take that. Lilith said, who your mama? Adam was down there, you, Lilith, you. Right? Adam was the first simp, the first Ahab. Right? Lilith was the first Jezebel. Okay? So, yeah, I'm sorry, but that's their story. I just paraphrasing it. That's what I done read it. That's what it really adds up to. Right? And so Lilith didn't want to submit to Adam at all. So Lilith was like, listen, I smashed her. Yeah, who your mama? She, who your mama, boy? He's like, you, Lilith, you. Right? So then Lilith got up and was like, listen, I run this. Right? She's a matriarchy. Okay? So Madam, not Adam. Right? And so this is the story of Lilith. So what happened was the Most High was like, I can't control Lilith. Lilith is just out of control. You thought Eve was bad. Eve ain't had nothing on Lilith. Right? And so Lilith was gone and he gave him a second wife and it's supposed to have been Eve. Okay? So that's just in a nutshell. I just paraphrased that right on up. Y'all can find it somewhere online and read the story and all that crap. It is what it is, right? So cultures, they serve all these gods. Just like the Minotaur is a myth. These are called mythologies. Okay? So the Minotaur, right? So now Lilith is what it says, Hakiyama, the third line.
Let me see. It says Lilith, the scorpion woman. Oh, goodness. Lilith, the scorpion woman, freed from the underworld, wanders from city to city in search of damned souls.
So she is in the underworld, basically Hades or Sheol or hell, right? And that somehow they made her a female scorpion. I don't know why they tamed her with a scorpion, but whatever. I guess because she got that stinger, so I don't know. But it wasn't a scorpion in the book, but they just add mythologies. All right. So thank you, Hakiyama, for translating this intro. Here we go. Copyright disclaimers are in effect. This is what's going on in France right now today. Millions in the streets celebrating Lilith, Baal, and Jezzy the Scassi. Let's go. So this is an image that they got up in the streets. And it's all night, all day. It's like a 7-day event or something like that, 4 days, right? So some of the images are at night, some are in the daytime. So look at this image with the circles. That look like some type of person with his arms over the circles. And it looks like it's supposed to be on fire. Let's continue. And up there, way up top, I'm guessing that's supposed to be Lilith. Y'all gonna see. And I guess these supposed to be like spider webs from the spider. The one that the spider's supposed to protect the labyrinth that's holding the Minotaur, keeping him caged. All right, let's continue. All right, so that's the image that they got up. Another image. So this looks like an inverted like pentagram, a star, right? It also looks like the vajayjay thing. What do they call that? I forgot what they call that thing. We did that on another lesson. The vajayjay thing. It looked like it got a head up here, right? On fire again. So this is what the image of stuff that they got up, right? We rebuke all of these symbols and all this sorcery and witchcraft. We breaking this down. Everyone's covered in your homes, in your cell phones, your tablets, anything you're watching this on. This covered by this house of the Most High. We're spiritual warfare warriors, and I rebuke and rescind and send back any spirit, ancient mythology, spirits, principalities. They don't have access to your homes through your phones. They don't have access to your temple, to you, your mind, body, or your soul, or your spirit. This lesson is covered, and we return all of this back to sender. It's covered under the house of Yah, under the authority of the Most High, creator of all things. You heard? The one that created all, the righteous creator, the judger, the Yarad, the righteous judger of all things on the earth. So anything, any principalities and spirits, you have no access to nobody's homes and nobody's temples. We return all of that back to sender. And we say this in the name of our only Yah's son, the Messiah, who comes in the name of our Father. We say, Aman Yah. This lesson is covered. Now let's continue this part. All right, so these are the images, and they got them on fire. All right, let's continue. So look at that one. Now they got another image. So they got all these images burning. It's interesting that they got them burning and smoking. And look at that one. Y'all see this one? Shout out to Michael Parks. You see this one? Ain't that the Disney? Yeah, that's the 666, right? And it looks like it got like heads and arms. So all of those images look like it had a head and some arms. Okay? Now this that logo. It's the Disney logo with the sixes, right? Okay? Now watch this. It's crazy work. And that's supposed to be, what's her name? The Lilith. She's on top of the building. Okay? Watch this. There she go. So they bring her down from on top of the building. All right? And they see they conveniently made her black. They gave her cornrows. They gave her hoop earrings. She got gold around her neck and all that. Well, chains on or whatever. All right, let's continue. Now I'm going to let it play. Okay, I am Lilith. Now listen, they got this playing. It comes out. They got the song coming out of the thing, playing through the city. Shout out to Marawa Yah. Thank you for your donation, daughter of Yah. Thank you so much. I humbly receive. Now listen clearly. This is today. Now they got the men come to cut the spider webs and stuff as they let Lilith down from her perch. All right? Here we go. Now let's go. I am Lilith, the something. I will seduce your lovers. I will reduce them to powder. I'm going to read it and then we're going to put it back and let it play. I will reduce them to powder that I will throw to the wind. I am the first woman of Adam. I fear no one, nor donkey, nor something. I am Lilith, the last. I will remain until the end of time. You will never forget me, neither in your nights nor in your dreams. I am Lilith, the warrior. All right, I'm going to go back. Now listen clearly. They got this playing all through. And look, see that image? Look, they raising all these fiery images. This is today. This was a couple of weeks ago. This is my thumbnail. Millions of people. Look at all of the people. Millions of people participating. Look, she's coming through the smoke, through the streets. This is why I made my thumbnail. Let me just read some of what she said, then I can let it play. I'm going to let it play after that. I am Lilith. I will seduce your lovers. I will reduce them to powder that I will throw to the wind. I am the first woman of Adam. I am Lilith, the last. I will remain until the end of time. You will never forget me. The devil's a lie. The end of time, you will never forget me, neither in your nights nor in your dreams. I am Lilith, the warrior. I break the wings of the wind. I believe in nothing. I devour the sun. I swallow the light. I shatter the wall of time. I am Lilith. Look at the people worldwide. All right, now I'm going to let it play. Copyright disclaimers in effect. Here we go. And go from here.
Je séduirai vos amants, je les réduirai en poudre que je jetterai au vent. Je suis Lilith, la première femme d'Adam. Je n'ai peur de personne, ni d'Hadès, ni de Satan. Je suis Lilith, la dernière, je resterai jusqu'à la fin des temps. Vous ne m'oublierez jamais, ni dans vos nuits, ni dans vos rêves.
You see the people in the windows with their children waving, "Hi, Lilith. Hi." Boy, if this manuscript, the Safaria that they call the Bible, ain't for real. Look, they in the stores, the windows. That's a store called, I think it's Zara or Zappa. And look, they all in the stores. Hi. Hi. She said, I will devour the light. Who is the light, way, the truth, and the life? Who is the righteous light? She's going to eat the light so she can leave darkness, right? All right, let's continue.
Première femme d'Adam. Je n'ai peur de personne, ni d'Hadès, ni de Satan. Je suis Lilith, la dernière, je resterai jusqu'à la fin des temps. Vous ne m'oublierez jamais, ni dans vos nuits, ni dans vos rêves. Je suis Lilith, la guerrière, je brise les ailes du vent. Je ne crois en rien, je dévore le soleil, j'avale la lumière, je fracasse le mur du temps. Je suis Lilith.
Wow. Lilith worship. Now, y'all see it goes from the day to the night. It's weeks long. Millions to worship. Goddess, mother goddess, disobedience, worship. Okay? See her cornrows? See her hoop earrings? That's what I said. Don't look, that look like Rihanna's side profile, right? So again, they're showing you what ethnicity, whatever this is. Okay? All right, let's continue.
La dernière, je resterai jusqu'à la fin des temps. Vous ne m'oublierez jamais, ni dans vos nuits, ni dans vos rêves. Je suis Lilith, la guerrière, je brise les ailes du vent. Je ne crois en rien, je dévore le soleil, j'avale la lumière, je fracasse le mur du temps. Je suis Lilith.
She said, I devour the sun. I devour the sun, I swallow light, I shatter the wall of time. I am Lilith. Let's continue. Now you understand, this is government sanctioned. So Candace Owens and her thing that she's going back and forth, Candace is saying they're trying to unalive her now. Okay? And all of that. So she's worried for her, right? She be making the videos. But this is the sanction from the government. All right? Look at the millions of people. All right. And yes, a nation in covenant. All right? Let's continue. And over here, y'all don't see it, but that's the Minotaur. Oh, yeah. But wait, it gets worse. Let's continue.
La jeune fille sombre n'a pas de nom, pas d'origine. Ses yeux sont transparents, couleur de l'eau.
So they are smashing They are dating. Look, the Minotaur comes and meets with her. Yes, Scorpion and the Minotaur. It says the little dark maiden has no name. Let me read. No origin. Her eyes are transparent, the color of water. Her eyes are a mirror of cold silver moon where I'm... Look at them. This is bestiality. This is all type of, yes, sex, magic. And this is in this millions. All right? Right? Let's continue. Now I'm going to let it play some. And then what I'm going to do, I'm going to let it play and then we'll go back and break it down. All right? So that's her. And now the Minotaur is coming. He coming to protect her. Female worship. Matrilineal. This is the Lilith worship. All right, copyright disclaimer in effect.
La jeune fille sombre n'a pas de nom, pas d'origine. Ses yeux sont transparents, couleur de l'eau. Ses yeux sont un miroir, de lune d'argent froid où je me noie, où je me perds. Les danseurs tombent, le palais se remplit de squelettes blancs, les ronces envahissent les murs du Capitole. Le néant la précédant et le vide la suit.
They get the spider. The spider protects the labyrinth, the house of the Minotaur. Okay?
Le néant la précède et le vide la suit. Tout se plie, tout se courbe, elle danse dans l'ombre des pierres. Son silence est noir, encre de Chine.
All right. Now, that's why I said I'm going to let it play. And now, let's go through. Let's scrub through it. Yes, how much money? Millions of people. The whole country sponsored. Look, through the streets. So now, her and the Minotaur meet up. Right? Now, I'm going to read what it says, then we're going to go back and play it through again. It says, so when they meet up, Lilith, the dark maiden, has no name. No, you just said her name was Lilith. Make that make sense. No name, no origin. Her eyes are transparent, the color of water, marine kingdom. Her eyes are a mirror of cold silver moon, where I myself, I guess this is the Minotaur speaking, where I myself, then it goes on, lose the dancers, lose the dancers, fall, the palace fills with white skeletons, the circles invade the walls of the capital, the void precedes it, and the emptiness, hold on, follows the void, precedes it, and emptiness follows it. The void precedes it, and emptiness follows it. Empty, void. Everything bends, everything curves. She dances in the shadow of the stones. Her silence is black. Chinese anchor, I don't know what that, anchor. All right. And then that's, sometimes the translation is a little off as it through subtitle translations. All right. So let's watch it one more time. Now we got what they were saying and stuff. And then we going somewhere. All right? We going somewhere. We ain't finished, just getting started. Let's continue.
Resterez jusqu'à la fin des temps. Vous ne m'oublierez jamais, ni dans vos nuits, ni dans vos rêves. Je suis Lilith, la guerrière. Je brise les ailes du vent. Je ne crois en rien. Je dévore le soleil, j'avale la lumière. Je fracasse le mur du temps. Je suis Lilith.
La jeune fille sombre n'a pas de nom, pas d'origine.
Bestiality.
Transparent, couleur de l'eau. Ses yeux sont un miroir, de lune d'argent froid où je me noie, où je me perds. Les danseurs tombent.
But everybody, yes, Hakyama, this is Nephilim. When they bred with the animals, they made it. The Most High says in the Safariyah that they call the Bible, it says this end times will be worse than the days of Noah. All right? So that's why the first clip I showed, they have another festival, same city, and they do what? The big heads. See? Nephilim.
It's completely normal. It's in one French town, everyone walks around with giant heads, and it's completely normal. It's part of Tarascon's centuries-old festival, celebrating a mythical dragon called the Tarasque. If your town had a parade of giant heads, who'd you make first? Comment.
She said Tarascon, not Toulouse. All right.
Below.
So again, giant Nephilic heads and dragons and Lilith and the Minotaur. All right? Share this tab instead.
Le palais se remplit de squelettes blancs, les ronces envahissent les murs du Capitole. Le néant la précédant et le vide la suit.
Look at all the cell phones. You see all the cell phones? They are just like, here come the spider.
Le néant la précède et le vide la suit. Tout se plie, tout se courbe, elle danse dans l'ombre des pierres. Son silence est noir, encre de Chine.
And they close it with the marine water, all the lights of the people. Millions are in the streets celebrating Lilith, Baal, and now we get to Jezebel. All right? Y'all know the Most High have me go through and show things that we might not have known was going on in this second dark world. All right? And you know I got a strong closeout about this mess. you know I'm going to have to close this up. And you see they keep the smoke coming out their nose. You heard the sounds. They got everything. They got the music talking, playing through it. It's all fallen angel, Nephilic, bestiality, Baphomet, disobedience, dark worship. All right? And now we get to Jezzy the Skezzy. Oh yeah, I got something coming out. Copyright disclaimers are in effect for educational purposes. This is what's happening. Millions are in the streets celebrating this. Now we went to the present. Now we about to break down maybe some biblical stories, something not as familiar, as popular as others. Everyone, Jezebel, Jezzy the Skezzy, Jezzy had her a daughter. Most people don't talk about Jezzy's daughter. Tonight, I made a video, Sister Phyllis Richards. I put a backdrop. Tonight, we breaking down Jezebel's daughter, Athaliah. Here we go. Copyright disclaimers are in effect. Well, whatever. All right, we're not showing the video. I'm about to break this down. Lego. Jezzy, the Skezzy, Jezebel, because that's where they come from. All this Lilith, Jezebel, Ceramicus, Isis, all these, Eve. Copyright disclaimers are in effect. Lego. I did a nice backdrop for y'all so y'all can enjoy. This is Jezebel's baby girl. All right? Now, the crazy thing about this, as I break this down, is Athaliah, Jezebel's evil daughter. Tonight, as we go through this study, hold on, let me pause that for a second. Tonight, as we go through this study, we break down the priestesses of Baal. That's what that minotaur represents, Baal, the bull, right? The Baal worship. That's why they had the golden calf. That's Aspis. That's where you get Serapis Christos, right? From Helios, right? So that's the ancient Kemet, what they call Egypt gods. The bull, Apis, bull, okay? And then they mixed, and the Greeks made a god, mixed it half man, half bull, and they call him Serapis, from Osiris, the god of the Kemet commissions, the land of the blacks, the original Egyptians, not the Arabs and not the other ones who came in. It's Osiris mixed with the Apis, and the Greeks called him Serapis, and they gave him the head. That's the head of what they looked like. They called Jesus Christ. He had a little afro, curly, right? Now, y'all can Google that, look it up. Don't take nothing what I'm saying on face value for those who are new and watch this. Go Google everything I say. Go look it up. Study and show yourself approved. All right? So, these are all images. They just have different names. So these also goddess worship images take on the name of Asherah, Ashtaroth, Astarte, Ishtar, later Easter. Okay? So what we just showed was festivals. They always have festivals, parades, as sacrifice in honor of these gods. So the French are doing a festival to honor this goddess and this bull. So throughout the cultures, they just have different names. This ain't none but Baal. Yep, this ain't none but ultra perm. You could call it what you want. Pretty Ricky, what you call them, I know what it is. So tonight we're breaking down these priestesses of Baal. All right? We showed that the French had a real live Lilith that they constructed millions and millions of dollars, millions of people. All right? And tonight's story, we about to break down the daughter of Jezebel. All right? Now, Athaliah, she got it honestly, but throughout the manuscript, the Sephariyah that they call a Bible, and throughout our life, just because you come from bad stock, right? Two parents that didn't do righteous acts doesn't mean that you have to be unrighteous. The Sephariyah that they call the Bible says 2 nations will come at one through one womb. I'm breaking this down because we're about to get into it now. It's going to be good. Y'all pay attention. 2 nations will come through one womb, right? So even though Athaliah came from Jezebel and Ahab, the king of the northern kingdom, he was the first, Adam was the first Ahab. What that means, that term Ahab is now a terminology. It's the first simp. The first one said, yes, dear. I give you the world, happy life, happy wife, and all these, all that, like, you need to be happy for me to have a happy life. The devil's a lie. Okay? I need to be righteous. I need to, if you're my wife, I need to protect you, nurture, guard for you, provide for you, all this stuff. But if your happiness requires for me to have a happy life, then somebody, I mean, I'm worshiping you. You ain't my God. You're supposed to be my wife. All right. So again, this is that simp, cuck behavior. And Ahab was the king, but Jezebel was actually ruling the kingdom, and she served Baal and his consort, his baby girl, his sugar booger, Ashtaroth. And in the temples of the northern kingdom of Israel, right? This is not the tribe of Judah, Israel. This is where they had Ashtoreth poles, stripper poles in the temple, and prostitution, temple prostitution. All right. So Athaliah, she had two terrible parents, right? So you would think, well, she got it honestly. She gonna be wicked. That ain't always true, because even though she came from the two parents, she had a daughter. And I'm gonna start saying their names in the right Hebrew. Yahasheba. They say Jehosheba. Jehosheba. That's Greek, that's English transliteration. These names is Yahashaba. That's Athaliah. Her daughter was Yahashaba, Jehosheba, and she was righteous. She was kind, loving, and she respected the Most High. So throughout the manuscript, you would have unrighteous kings doing the most wicked stuff, and then they might have a son who's righteous, 3 sons unrighteous, a daughter who's righteous, 3 daughters unrighteous. 2 nations come from one womb. All right. Now, with that intro, we're going to get into the story. It's going to be a good one tonight. All right. I put the backdrop up, so y'all should enjoy that. That should fit the story really well. Let me put that back a little. So, because I tried to time it with my story. I don't know if I'm going to keep with the timing, but it is what it is. Let's continue. Here we go. Now, Athaliah was a queen whose story is often overlooked, but her cruelty, her wickedness, rivals the most ruthless characters or figures that the world has ever seen, ever known. We don't even hear, you hear Jezebel all the time. I don't even remember no Athaliah. Yeah, she is Tatiana 2.0. Come on, daughter of Yah. All right? Athaliah, her story is overlooked, but her cruelty is insane. Tonight we uncover the truth behind Athaliah's reign of terror over the tribe of Judah. There was 2 kingdoms, the northern kingdom, the southern kingdom. They split under Solomon's mess, right? So the king Ahab was for the northern kingdom that they call Israel, and then the southern kingdom was called the tribe of Judah. This before some JEWS's. These are not Judaisms. This ain't no schisms. These are the original Israelites, the original 12 tribes of Israel. They split. Judah, Benjamin, and Levi became one tribe, the southern kingdom. That's with King David and stuff, right? The tribe of Judah, Jerusalem, Judea. The other 9 tribes became what they call the northern kingdom. They became Israel. That's where you get Samaria and all of those. Later they call them the lost tribes, okay? And the northern kingdom had a king, couple of kings, and Ahab became the king, one of the kings of the northern kingdom, one of the famous kingdom. And he married a Phoenician Baal worshiper princess named Jezebel. And he was trying to merge the kingdoms to make, and the northern kingdom did become powerful. So you have a split in the children of Israel, and the southern kingdom is what you call the tribe of Judah, which later some people stole their identity and called themselves U-ish, right? Some Babylonian, Talmudian, Ashkenazi convertites and stuff, right? So they stole the identity. But the original they are tribe of Yaada, That's how they say their name. And they called them Yads for short. No J-E-W-S. And they were Shemitic, not no Semite, nothing. All right? See, these changings of words and etymology, these are the to taking the culture, stealing the identity. Okay? So this before they weren't in charge. All right? But they were amongst some of those who become convertites were starting to be amongst us, waiting for our ancestors to get themselves cursed and go into slavery captivity, and then they took over. And they created Judaism following the Babylonian Talmud from the Amorites, the Canaanites. All right, now, let me go back a little because I'm trying to keep with the story. I'm going to go back again. All right, I'll be breaking stuff down. All right, here we go. Now, tonight, we're going to learn a very powerful story, Athaliah. All right, now, before the chaos, before Athaliah did her reign of terror, that we're going to find out, the tribe of Judah was a kingdom that was really splintered. It was holding on to its power by a thread. See, King Solomon ran the tribe of Judah into the ground. Okay? Yes, don't share no books in the chat. Nobody. We don't, who is that? They might not know. Don't share nobody's books. Don't share nobody's channel. None of that. We very careful what we feed the children. So I know you probably did it by mistake, so you probably didn't know. So I know the what's the name, the moderators deleted it. Don't share nobody's nothing. All right, praise the Most High. We cover everything in this house. Thank you. So now, under Solomon, so King David was the king of the tribe of Judah, the Yads. No J-E-W-S, Y-A-H-D-S is what they called them. Pretty wicked what they called. They called them Yads. And they were from the tribe of Yaada, and they were from the city of Yahadiah, Judea, and Yarashalam, Jerusalem. Okay. Everything had Yah's name in it because he's omnipresent, omnipotent, and omniscient. All right. Now, there you go. I thought about you, Sister Phyllis. I said, Phyllis, she's glad to see the vessels back. We back. You know, I'm going to do them every time I do these teachings. All right. Now, so before Athaliah came into power, Jezebel's daughter, the tribe of Judah was a mess because Solomon ran its raggedy with his smashing his 1,000 wives, his 700 concubines, I think, and 300 wives or something like that, smashing every nation of woman and his following all type of fallen angels. Solomon was smashing Lilith, the Minotaur, in covenant with the scorpion. He was in with everybody, right? So because of it, the tribe of Judah was in disarray. And after Solomon's death, the once unified kingdom of Yasharal split into two. The northern kingdom became Israel, and the southern kingdom became known as Yaada, Judah. So the northern kingdom was known as Yasha'al, I'm speaking the original language, and the southern kingdom was known as Yaada, Judah. Okay? So the northern kingdom, the 9 tribes, were known as Yasharalites or Israelites. And the southern kingdom was known as Yads, not J-E-W-S's. This is what people misunderstand, and they don't understand the culture of the children of Yasharal, Israel, and the separate. So they'll think that because the convertites brainwashed everybody, they think that Israel is all Judah. No, that's just one tribe. So the 3, Benjamin and Levi, because Levi got his authority taken away from the priesthood, because under Solomon and stuff, under them, they was doing all type of temple worshiping. All right. So yes, Yasharalites would be correct. And if you want to take the I out, Yasharalites. All right, you just take the I out. Everywhere you got a vowel, you put the alayaf there. Yasharat is how you would say that in the original Habariyah pictograph, original, not Hebrew Habariyah tongue. Yasharat. All right. Now, so the Levi got absorbed and Benjamin cleaved to Yaada by Yaman, and that became the southern kingdom, or the tribe of Yaada. All right. And then the northern kingdom were called Yasharalites. All right. Now, that's because of Solomon's mess. All right. So under the house of David, Dayad, Solomon's dad, Dayad kept the whole children of Yashar'al under following the Most High. Now you got your outliers who are going to do a little wicked stuff here and there, but under Solomon, they followed the Most High. But once it's split into the two kingdoms, the Israel, the northern kingdom, wandered really far from the Most High. That's when they got Ahab. They started serving all type of gods, all type of Assyrian gods, Babylonian gods, all these gods, right? All these Akkadians, Phoenicians, they were serving all type of stuff. Assyrians, they were serving every type of gods, right? That was the northern kingdom. And that's why Samaria was a wild city. That was the city of the northern kingdom, right? The capital where Ahab had his temples and stuff, right? Now, the northern kingdom strayed really far from the Most High, okay? And they served the god Baal, okay? They served, yep, that's how you do it. They serve Baal, and now you put Yah's name in, Shalamayan. So you always put Yah's name back. So anywhere that it's a vowel sound, you put an alayaf, an A there, that's the sound, right? There's no vowels, there's a consonant, it's an abjad, not an abjagita, right? And everywhere, and then you put Yah's name back in, because they took Yah's name out of everywhere and everything. His name was in Hezekiah, Azariah, right? His name was in Yarashalam. His name is in everything, all right? Omnipotent, omnipresent, all right? Praise Mosai. Now, the northern kingdom, the children of Yasharal, they went so into fallen angel worship, Baal worship, all right? And they followed Baal, and then they followed his boo thing. Baal had a sugar booger, right? They call them different names through all ancient lands, right? His sugar booger, just like Osiris had Isis, right? And then they all got a Trinity thing too, right? Because they have a son, and it's usually the mother was the son was the mother's sister. It's always some craziness. So Baal's sugar booger was, yes, Asherah, but at this time she has a different name from the children of Yasharal, the Israelites, the southern kingdom. They calling her Ashtaroth at this time, but it's the same Asherah. Now, so Ashtoreth, this is where you get the Ashtoreth poles in the temple, the stripper poles. This is where the stripper pole come from, all right? And the groves. So that's why they got the Bohemian groves and the owls and the Easter eggs. This is Ishtar. So Ashtoreth is Asherah, Astarte, Ishtar, and later Easter. She's also Semiramis, right? It's just different names through the different cultures, okay? Now, so at this time that we're telling this story, her name, they called her Ashtaroth, right? Baal and Ashtaroth. So Baal and his sugar booger, right? So they had bull heads, just like that Minotaur, everywhere, stripper poles, and they worshiped the garden. This is where the Christmas tree come from too. That's the garden grove. He said the pine tree, don't bring the trees in and dress it. We did that on the last one. That's where all that come from. That's a Asherah pole, the tree. All right. That's why the Jeremiah, the man Yahweh says, do not bring no tree into your home and fasten it and cover it and all that type of stuff. We did that on another lesson. All right? We're going about Athaliah, Jezebel's baby. But I'm walking it in how she came about, right? So now, at this time in history, the northern kingdom are deep in Baal and Ashtoreth worship, right? And they do all type of foreign god practices in temples and parades and all type of witchcraft, right? Now, here is when Athaliah was born, the daughter of King Ahab of the northern kingdom, the Yisraelites, Israelites, and Queen Jezebel, right? These were two of the most notorious rulers in all of biblical history. In the book of 1 Kings 21 and 25, the Sephariyah that they call the Bible says of Ahab, there was never anyone like Ahab who sold himself to do evil in the eyes of the Most High, urged on by Jezebel, his wife. Okay, now, under Jezebel's influence, the northern kingdom, the children of Israel's, they fallen angel Baal worship and their decay got the darkest it can ever get. This is where you get the story of Elijah, Eliyahu, the story of Yaha, Jehu, okay? So under Jezebel, the Israel's northern kingdoms, they was just full, complete fallen angel Baal golden calf worship, all right? And Baal worship was flourished all through the cities. The prophets of the Most High were hunted and killed under Jezebel's reign. They would kill you if you were righteous and not serving Baal. They would unalive you. They would hunt you down. That's why Eliyahu was scared. He was running from caves. He was scared of Jezzy the Sketchy. Moses said, boy, get your butt up in there and go back. Elijah was like, but yeah, she's scary. Right? Jezebel had people shook, right? Now, this is where Athaliah, so Ahab and Jezebel had a baby girl, Athaliah. She grew up in a world of basically the woman king. So Jezebel was really the king, but Ahab was the king. But Israel was ruled by Jezebel, right? Woman worship. So Athaliah grew up in this world where power was seized. Power was seized by somebody said the last live. Oh, okay, they put it up. Thank you. Where power was taken. So she grew up watching her mother. This is Jezebel's daughter, the one they don't talk about. She grew up watching her mama, a straight matriarchy, running and unaliving anything that didn't serve her gods. Anything that wasn't serving temple prostitution and the stripper poles and the groves and Baal worship, and Jezebel was slaying anything. So Athaliah, the young princess, remember, Jezebel's the queen of Israel, the Phoenician Canaanite, right? Now, Athaliah is the princess of Israel, not Judah, Israel, the northern kingdom. Judah's doing its own sin and transgression in Jerusalem, Yerushalayim, and Judea, Yahadiah. They doing their own thing. They got their mess they got going on. But this is the northern kingdom, Israel, that Athaliah is growing up as the princess. Okay, now, she grew up in a world watching her mother slay people with no mercy. And her mother served the gods of violence, the gods of lust, and they were worshipped openly in the streets, in the temples, prostitution, barbecues, slaying, serving, sacrificing the little ones, the babies, all of this. Athaliah grew up in this world of her mother running basically her known world at that time. Now, it was when Ahab married Jezebel, it was a political move, all right? Now, when Athaliah grew up, they did another political move. So Jezebel, when her baby girl Athaliah grew up, Jezebel made another political move to secure an alliance. So what Jezebel did, because Jezebel wanted to control not just the northern kingdom of Israel, she wanted to control the tribe of Judah too, the southern kingdom. Hi. So Jezebel came up with a powerful plot, because she was a strategist. She was a chess player. She was a warrior, dark warrior. So Jezebel married off her daughter Athaliah to Jehoram, the son of King Jehoshaphat of Yaada. King Jehoshaphat of Judah, Jezebel married her daughter Athaliah to Jehoshaphat, the king of Judah's son. See, now y'all seeing the strategic chess move. I know Elder Tamayah, he plays chess, so he understands these chess moves. Jezebel was very strategic. So now she's trying to secure her running not just the northern kingdom, but the southern kingdom as well. So she married Athaliah off to the son of the king of Judah. All right, and she's basically the queen of of Israel, the northern kingdom. Right? She is the queen, but she's basically the king. Because Ahab is just, yes, dear, no, dear. I'm sorry, dear. They won't listen to me. They don't like me, right? And Jezebel, who don't like you? They don't. Okay, go sit in the corner. This is what we're going to do. So, a very strategic political move to secure the alliance between the northern kingdom and the southern kingdom like King David had. All right? So, Jehoshaphat was a righteous king. He walked in the ways of the Most High. But when Athaliah married his son, Jezebel's daughter, what Jehoshaphat did was he shouldn't have let his son marry her. What he did was he opened the gates. He opened a portal. He let this wicked family into his kingdom, the tribe of Judah, Yaada. Now, he spent his whole life fighting against Baal in the northern kingdom. And he foolishly, that's why we got to always discern, never put our guards down. He let this marry into his kingdom. 2 Chronicles 18:1 says, with Athaliah's arrival in Judah, I don't know if that's what it says, but this story I'm talking about right here is chronicled in 2 Chronicles 18. With Athaliah's arrival in Judah, the seed of Israel's, the northern kingdom's idolatry was sown deep into the soil of the tribe of Judah. David's legacy. Okay? 2 Chronicles. Now Jehoshaphat, there you go. She put it on the screen. Had riches and honor and abundance and joined affinity with Ahab. So he made a big mistake. He let this Jezebel's daughter, Ahab's blood lineage, marry into the tribe of Judah. Now, once that happened, the seed of the Israelites, the northern kingdom's idolatry, Baal, fallen angel worship, started to be sown into the tribe of Judah. The marriage may have brought political peace for a moment because we were at war with the northern kingdom because they didn't serve the Most High Yah, the tribe of Judah, Yaada, right? So when they did this union, the two nations, Judah and Israel, had peace for a moment, but they got spiritually darker. Spiritually, it was a disaster. Where once the temple of Yah stood in Judah, in the southern kingdom, now pagan altars started to spring up. Stripper poles, goros, tree worship, Christmas trees, okay? Temple prostitution, incense, burning, right? Parades with Baal and Lilith statues, right? You know, I'm going to tie it all together because ain't nothing new under the sun, right? So where before the Most High had no idol worship and none of that, following the Most High Yah, the southern kingdom, now pagan altars are popping up all through Judah. And Baal's name started to be spoken in the streets of Yahadiah, Judea, Yarashalam, Jerusalem. Okay? Now, festivals started to pop up in Yaada, Judah. 2 Chronicles 2:16 speaks of this. Now, under Athaliah's influence, Jehoshaphat's son, Jehoram, he abandoned the righteous ways of Jehoshaphat, his father. See, this is when you tie yourself unequally to an unrighteous, right? That's why the scriptures, manuscript says unequally yoked. Now, especially with a strong devilish presence, Eve, matriarchal presence of this queen, Athaliah, Jezebel's daughter. That should have been the title. When I make the other video, Jezebel's daughter, right? I just ain't want to give it away. Y'all know how I do. I don't give out spoiler alerts, right? This is Jeze's daughter. Now we hear all about Jeze the Skezi. Now this dude that married Jeze's daughter, Josaphat should have knew better than that. I ain't about to marry off my son to Jezebel. Who? I would have been like, my son would have been like, daddy, daddy, right? Like, I got this chick I'm going to marry. Okay, so my king, because you're going to be the king, right? So you're the next in line for the kingdom of Judah, right? Now, I'm like, okay, so who girl you interested in? She gotta be of a righteous lineage and all that type of stuff. Well, her name, she's from the 12 tribes. Well, who is she? Her name is Athaliah. That sounds familiar. Athaliah, I knew that name. Athaliah. Yeah, who are mom and daddy? Well, daddy, take a seat. I'm like, all right now. Y'all know your kids be like, you might want to take a seat, right? You want the good news or the bad news? You better talk. I'll be like, you better speak while your mouth still work. Let it out. Tell me now. Don't butter me up or nothing. Say it, raw and uncut. Who's his mom and daddy? Well, her mama is Jezebel. Can you imagine the look on? I would say, boy, I know this ain't nothing but April Fools. This ain't nothing but Ultra Perm. You ain't doing nothing but, I just go, boy, you just playing. My son, he know he a mess. I just go on in my room, right? Ain't nothing to see here. I know this boy ain't just come tell me he talking about he about to marry Jezebel's daughter. The one that I'm fighting against, the actual king of Israel, because she the king, right? Jeze the Skezi, the one that his daughter? Yeah, daddy, she fly. I don't care what she look like. She fly, all right? Beelzebub fly. Baalzebub. That's where you get that from, too. Lord of the Flies and Baalzebub and all that, right? I'm like, yeah, she fly, all right? Baalzebub fly. All right, so anyway, I'm like, that boy, and he don't know, daddy? Yeah, she's siren fly. No, daddy, I'm serious. I'm like, listen, somebody told you wrong. Okay, so you definitely don't want the kingdom. All right, so who's next? I'll be like, okay, everybody, who's next online for the kingdom? Who's next up? Because this fool, Yaharam, he done lost his mind. Okay? He talking about something, he gonna marry Jezebel's daughter. That sound like a movie. Don't that sound like a book or something? It sound like a perfume. It sound like a movie, Jezebel's daughter. It's like, Who the devil's alive? So Jehoshaphat then lost his mind anyway. I don't know how he let this little boy, because y'all know these little boys, we get these women, you know what I mean? Jezebel was fly. So, you know, Jezebel fly, right? You know, we get their little nose open, right? These little Ahabs. I'm like, oh, no. I'm up here fighting against Ahab and his minions, but all, and here you go trying to bring it. So anyway, so now, Athaliah, following after her mama, she probably put it on him. She probably did a Lilith, right? She probably said, what's my name? Say my name. Athaliah. That's right. Say it with your chest. she probably punched him in his chest. Boom, say it with your chest. Right? So anyway, now, so now Athaliah influence over Jehoram, Jehoshaphat's son, the new king of Judah. He abandoned the ways of Jehoshaphat, the righteous ways of the Most High. And he led the southern kingdom of Judah into violence, into idolatry, and into unalivings. And with that, the kingdom was weakened. The people lost, the children of Judah lost now their righteousness, their way. And the stage was set for Athaliah. See, every tyrant, every dark spirit has a teacher. And for Athaliah, her teacher was Jezebel, her mama. You get it from her mama. She get it from her mama. Athaliah witnessed as the princess of Israel under Jezebel firsthand how ruthlessness and being unabashedly violent secured power. She witnessed from her mama Jezebel how fear crushed any dissension. Because Jezebel had everybody. Y'all read the book. Elijah was so scared of Jezebel. He was running. He was hiding in caves. He was under trees trying to hide from the Most High. He would have followed, what's his name? Jonah. He'd have jumped in the belly of the whale if he could have. He'd have jumped on the ship to Tarsus if he could have. The Most High had mercy. He's like, okay, you know what? You way too scared. He's like, okay, it's okay. Now you go here and do this. I'm gonna set up the person who's gonna take your place, Jehu. Okay? The Most High had grace for Elijah. That's how Jezebel ruled by fear. Okay? And now remember, Athaliah was raised under this, so she witnessed this firsthand. Okay? How ruthlessness, just violence and debauchery secured power, and fear crushed any dissension. And how devotion to Baal could be used as a weapon against the Most High Yah's people, his children, tribe of Judah. In her mother's footsteps, Jezebel, Athaliah began to weave the same web of corruption as Jezebel. But now it won't be in the streets of Samaria. It won't be in the streets of Israel. It will be in the streets of Judea, Yahadiah, Judah's holy streets. Judah was known to be fiercely loyal to the Most High Yah, and that loyalty began to change. Altars to Baal started to replace the temples to the Most High Yah. Priests that were loyal to Yah were replaced, unalived, silenced, jailed, enslaved, and forgotten. 2 Chronicles 2, I think 21 and 11. All right? Athaliah was no longer just a queen. She got married now. She's the queen of Judah and Israel. But she was no longer a queen. Now she is a priestess of wickedness, a priestess of darkness, a priestess of rebellion. Now King Yaharam he ruled, but it was Athaliah who held the reins, just like Jezebel and Ahab. This is the Jezebel and Ahab story of Judah, kingdom of Judah versus Israel. She placed her loyal citizens in key positions. She learned all this from Jezebel. She placed judges in Jerusalem, in Judea, in the tribe of Judah. She placed priests and palace guards. And slowly, over time, Athaliah tightened her grip around the heart of Judah, the same thing that her mother Jezebel did to Israel, the northern kingdom. And Jehoram, the king, under her bewitchment, her beguilement, sway, he became a tyrant. His father was righteous and he was following in his father's footsteps. But now he got this Jezzy, the Skedzy, he got that woman whipping it on him, Athaliah. He became a dark tyrant, even unaliving his own brothers to secure his throne. He started, and this is all against the Most High's, Yah's order, law of righteousness. Athaliah stirred all this up in the pot. She concocted this, this brewery, what's going on. She saw all this in Jezebel's court. All right? Now, she saw, because under Jezebel's rule, brother killed brother, sister killed mother, mother killed daughter. It was all about power. All right? And now it's repeating in the tribe of Judah. But Athaliah's thirst for power was not satisfied. Right? Not her husband, not her children, not her grandchildren. Nobody would stand in Athaliah's way. Because for Athaliah, survival just wasn't enough. Athaliah took it further than her mother Jezebel. Surprising that her story ain't told. Athaliah said, okay, my mama ruled, but I want to go even further. She would not settle for just being the queen mother. Athaliah, she wanted the throne for herself. Listen clearly, for herself. Now, she planted the seeds of deceit, devilishment, Baal worship all through Judah. And Judah was reaping the terrible harvest. All right? Now, starting with their king, Jehoram, who was once a proud, righteous king, he immediately got struck with a terrible disease. I think this is in 2 Chronicles 21 and 18. See, once you get the covering going in unrighteousness, you get the Most High's covering is removed off of you. And once you come in covenant with this Baal worship, following these fallen angels and stuff, right? So the kingdom of Judah started to take on, dark things started to happen that didn't used to happen in the kingdom. And it started with the king. He was struck with a terrible disease. And the Sephariyah, what they call the Bible, says it was a disease without pity, meaning it was so destructive to his temple. His agony in this disease dragged on for 2 years. He wasted away and withered away as the king of Judah for 2 years. All right? His people didn't even learn mercy because they're becoming so dark under Athaliah's reign now, right? Because the king is sick. So the queen reminds you of Jezebel's story, right? Yes, an incurable disease, all right? So the people, the tribe of Judah, they didn't even care, all right? So Jehoram, he ruled under Athaliah by fear, right? But in the end, when he died, nobody wept. Nobody cared. The compassion, the empathy in the tribe of Judah became wicked and cold under Athaliah. 2 Chronicles 21 and 20, all right, speaks on these things I'm speaking on. In the wake of Jehoram's death, his youngest son, Ahaziah, his youngest son, Ahaziah, ascended to the throne. So now Athaliah, her husband, the king, is dead. She probably poisoned him or something, or did some witchcraft, right? Now, his youngest son ascended to the throne, Ahaziah. He was at 22 years old when he took the throne of the king of Judah. Ahaziah was not prepared for Athaliah. All right? All right? He had no experience, and he was more timid, more easier to control. Okay? But his mother, all right? His mama is Athaliah. His grandmama is Jezebel. Okay? This is Jehoram and Athaliah's youngest son. He took over, but he was weak. And guess who was ready to control him? His mama, Athaliah. This is talked about in 2 Chronicles 22 and 3. So Athaliah was the puppet master behind the new king of Judah. She was pulling the strings. And under his rule of the kingdom of Judah, Judah's loyalty to Yah just was wiped out totally. It's like but now it's totally wiped and destroyed. They are totally worshiping Baal, Ashtaroth, Asherah, the groves, strippers, temples, right? The southern kingdom of Judah now mirrored what the northern kingdom looked like under Jezebel. All right? Chaos spread everywhere. Unaliving, the tribe of Judah became totally dark. The kingdom was like the kingdom of Baal. All right? And with every new law that Athaliah would speak through Ahaziah, the new young king, the tribe of Judah plunged deeper and deeper into more and more darkness. Faith was mocked everywhere. Justice was paid for with money. It was bought. And the people who once chose the Most High Yah drifted further from the laws and their covenant with the Creator. All right? But still unseen by the tribe of Judah, a far deadlier plan was in Athaliah's heart. Oh, Athaliah said, oh, y'all, somebody told y'all wrong. Y'all ain't seen nothing yet. Athaliah said, oh, y'all think that's it? Oh, no. She had a stronger plan in her heart, okay? Because to Athaliah, it was borrowed power. Her son was the king. So she still was not the king, the complete ruler. Borrowed power wasn't enough for her. She wanted the power seized. She got it from her mama. She's taking her mamas to another level. Now, whenever, whenever a kingdom is having an unstable time, right? A shaky time. Shout out to Zazayah. Shout out to Canada. Alliances can be really deadly. Okay? So these alliances, if your kingdom is shaky, you don't want to go out and start making alliances with other powers because you're bringing other people into your fold. And if your kingdom ain't really solid, then you can get a mutiny going on. You can get people to take over, right? So young King Ahaziah, his final journey would be his last mistake. So Ahaziah, drawn by his family, because remember, this is Ahab is his grandfather, Jezebel his grandma, so he's part of the southern kingdom and the northern kingdom by blood lineage. Athaliah was, the princess of the northern kingdom, and now she's the queen mother of the southern kingdom. So young King Uzziah, he, drawn by family connections, he going to the cookout, he going to the family reunion. So he traveled to Jezreel to visit the wounded relative, King Joram of Israel, all right, of the Israelites. So now he's going to visit his family, all right? But what was waiting for him was judgment. Now, Jehu, Yahah, which was appointed by the Most High, the one who unalived Jezebel, the one who slayed all of Ahab's descendants, Jehu wasn't done. Yahah, he was going all through Samaria. He was going everywhere. He making all type of military strategic advances, right? So Jehu went to one of the northern kingdom Israelite cities and was like, everybody, I worship Baal. He pretended like he worshiped Baal, right? So he told other people, if I don't see you erecting Baal statues, if I don't see you worship Baal, you're going to answer to me, because Baal is the God of this kingdom. And he made all of them come out, and everybody who worshiped Baal, and he tricked them, right? And he made them all be comfortable. And then later, shout out to Sister Kelly Perry, he unalived everybody, all the Baal worshipers. So young Ahaziah, traveling, he didn't know that Jehu was not playing, all right? And Jehu was commissioned by the Most High to wipe out Ahab's entire lineage. Okay, now, it used to only consist of the Israelites, the northern kingdom, but now, because of Athaliah, and she now is mixed with the southern kingdom, the tribe of Judah, young Ahaziah. So, under Jehu, Yahah, no one allied with Ahab's bloodline was spared. They all caught that smoke. And when Ahaziah, when he got there, he was like, oh, Jehu. He tried to flee, but he was not built like that. Escape was impossible. This is written in 2 Kings 9 and 27. Ahaziah was struck down, and he was mortally wounded. All right? He was hunted down by Jehu and his command, in his army, and he didn't die peacefully in his palace. He died alone and struck down. All right? So when the news went back to the tribe of Judah, his mother, Athaliah, she had a decision. Her decision, Jezebel's daughter, she could mourn her son, the king of Judah, and safeguard the rightful heirs to the tribe of Judah, King David, Dayad's throne, or she could seize the power for herself. So Athaliah saw this as an opportunity. So Athaliah, this was like what she was waiting for. She probably sent him there. To be honest with you, you know how we can fill in some of the gaps, knowing her spirit? She know that her youngest son, the king, wasn't built like that. So she probably sent them to the family reunion. Go have a cookout. They're having a cookout in Jezreel. Go see your uncle, go see your uncle and them, right? And she probably already knew because she was on the lookout for Jehu, right? Because Jehu's slaying everything. So she keeping tabs. So she probably sent them in there to get ambushed. All right? I'm just thinking that. I'm just, that ain't written in the scripture, but we just, right? So anyway, now, it's my thoughts. Now, Athaliah, she faced a dilemma. Now I think about it probably wasn't a dilemma. She probably set that all up. So, Athaliah came up with a plan. And she's like, you know what? I ain't about to pass up the kingdom to the next in line, my sons. She like, I want to be the king. I thought more than Jezebel. Jezebel did the reign. She didn't try to be the king of Israel. Athaliah understood that if I wanted to be the king of Judah, a woman king, first, never was there ever a woman king of all of the children of Yasharal. This is Athaliah. She knew that if she wanted to be the king, she would have to get it by blood. All right? She would have to take it. 2 Kings 11:1. Athaliah, now with her plan, she ordered the massacre of all of her children. Listen clearly. She ordered the unaliving, the murder of all of the legitimate heirs to the kingdom of Judah. A literal, all the babies. So in my image, when you see those little babies, that's what Athaliah did. She was taking the kingdom. So she ordered the ruthless massacre of every one of the kingdom of Judah legitimate heirs, even her own grandchildren. She didn't just unalive her babies, Abriah. She ordered the massacre of all the grandchildren as well. She wanted the kingdom for that long. See, they don't tell the story of Athaliah. Bloodlines that was built over generations. This goes back to David, Dayad. This is the lineage of the tribe of Judah, which the Messiah would come through. Understand? This lineage, Yaada, the kingdom of priests. Athaliah, which they don't tell us about, wiped generations of bloodlines, extinguished. She took out the whole lineage. The daughter of Jezebel fulfilled one of the darkest inheritances of the whole Bible, and they don't even speak of her. Judah, after she committed this act, she unalived all the inheritance of the heirs. And after she committed this act, Athaliah became the first and only ruling queen of Judah. She became the king. Before then, in Israel and Judah, there was no ruling queen. Matriarchal, it was always a king and the queen. She was now the king of Judah. Now, inside of the palace walls, the whispers turned to cries. Under her, Judah had got dark, but they had never witnessed such an act of unaliving all these babies. And they would take care. These were the babies of their future lineage. These were the inheritors line of the kings of Judah. And they watched Athaliah wipe all of them out. So the whispers turned to cries in the palace. A storm, a dark storm, was about to erupt over the house of David. This is the tribe of Judah. One darker than anyone could ever imagine. Athaliah, the king of Judah now, the queen mother, she gave an unthinkable order. She put out an order, and her order was spare no one. Unalive every threat. Not just rivals, not just political threats, but her own blood lineage, her own children and grandchildren. And room by room, her soldiers crept through the palace. Their orders were crystal clear. Eliminate every male descendant of King David. Show no mercy. Don't hearken to nobody's cries or pleas. The sacred lineage, the lineage that carried Yah's promise, unalive them all, tear it apart, shred it. Everyone, imagine the terror. Imagine the temple, all the workers, the children being washed in the bathtub and these were the future kings. All right? Imagine the pounding of the soldiers' boots, the steel in their hands, the wives, the mothers, the nurses screaming, praying, bargaining for their innocent lives in one single night. Athaliah made this happen in one night. The whole lineage, house of David, tribe of Judah, seemed to fall silent. The promises that were given to Abraham, the covenant with David, now was on the brink of annihilation. And Athaliah, by committing the act, believed she had secured the bag. She believed she secured her reign. With this act, she thought she had no rival, no more heirs, no one left. She was the king mother of Israel and Judah, basically now, but of Ya'ada. But sometimes the Most High has plans that he hides in the smallest of hands. So, with all the royal heirs dead, all the babies unalive, all the threats, and the tribe of Judah, the house of David, shattered, Athaliah sat on the throne, Queen Mama, the king. But her throne would be ruled in a reign of terror. So, following after the footsteps of her mother Jezebel, Athaliah unleashed Baal worship upon Judah like they had never imagined. Now she has the complete kingdom. You see those babies? That's what she was doing. Now she unleashed Baal, Asherah, Ashtaroth worship on Judah openly, defiantly. She went and she sent her soldiers into the temples of Yah and ransacked it. She took all the treasures and destroyed it. She took everything that was in honor of the Most High Yah. She destroyed it. She plundered it. All right? once the temples where they rose prayers up to the Most High, now they burn incense smoke to Baal. This is why when I showed the France right now doing their worship, they had everything burning. Remember, they had the 666 burning, and they had the smoke coming out the Minotaur's nose. They had smoke coming out of what's the name's nose? Lilith nose. That's what all of this is Baal worship. That's what the smoke is. That's why the Most High says don't burn no incense and all that, sacrifices. So once where prayers went up to the Most High, now all through the temple and the kingdom of Judah, smoke was rising up as the worship to Baal. Now, so she made a decree that anybody who gave worship to the Most High Yah became an act of rebellion by unalivement. To speak, listen clearly, everybody listen, to speak Yah's name, we going somewhere. See, this is why they don't teach you everything about the manuscript, because you don't know where this comes from. Under Athaliah, to speak the Most High's name openly, you would be unalived. All right, now, y'all, I see, you see it, right? You already see where it's going. This is where the Ashkenazi, Babylonian Canaanites came up with this Yod, Hey, Wav, Hey, ineffable, don't speak his name stuff. That's Athaliah, Jezebel, Baal. Oh, come on now, y'all. Call him the Lord God, everybody. This is where the name stopped being spoken. Thank you, y'all. Everybody listen. Yeah, Hashem, right? Hashem, sound like you sneezing. Okay? Hashem, the name. You understand? And then they start replacing it with Baal, the Lord God, and all that. Okay? That's where this started. Now we got our fruit. We got our foundation where this seed was planted. Athaliah, Jezebel's baby, the king, queen of Judah. So when the converts took over, they followed in Baal worship. That's why they do Babylonian temple. Imagine all this stuff. Now we have and they want to say it's too sacred. No, it came about because Athaliah said that if anybody openly spoke the name of Yah, they would be unalived immediately. So in the kingdom of Ya'ada, it was now unlawful to speak his name. And they started, so Baal's name was spoken, the Lord. Yeah, I turned it down. All right? Now, it keeps turning it up, and it is what it is. Now, Judah, the tribe of Ya'ada, once the promoters of the Most High Yah, his promise, his covenant, they now groaned under the weight of wickedness of Athaliah. Fear that Athaliah promoted, she learned from Jezebel. Fear gripped every household. In Judah, neighbors feared neighbors. Brothers feared brothers. The spirit of oppression poisoned the very air through Judea.
Excuse me?
Mm-hmm.
It reminds me of the Salem witch trials.
Yeah, it does. It really does. You can feel the presence, right? Yep, and they still calling on the Lord God today in Cersei, Baal worship. Ain't nothing new under the sun. Still today, all to Athaliah. We don't even know who she is. That's crazy work, right? Crazy work. Now, every household was living in fear of one another. The spirit of oppression was so thick over the kingdom, the cities. It was a dark, silent terror. When we watched the beginning clip of France of the Lilith, what did she say? She says, I come to eat the light, put out the sun, right? You know, I'm always tied together because it's always ties together, right? Now, it was a oppression and a dark, silent terror. It was a land where justice and righteousness had no more bearings, no more power. Faith was removed. Now, Athaliah ruled the tribe of Judah with an iron fist. She ruled without no love. No, shout out to Run Rock, no Ahabayah. And because of this, the way she ruled the kingdom of Judah, her people, the citizens, they hated her. They called her, she had a nickname, they called her the queen that nobody loved. That was her nickname. And she didn't care. Okay? She wanted power. All right? Now, Athaliah, she knew it. But she didn't care because power and brutality and violence brought her the throne. All right? Now, Athaliah, she believed from all her wicked dark acts that she destroyed every threat. She believed that the lineage of the house of David would be no more, and the continual lineage now would be what she would continue on. If she would mix, she would choose the new lineage of the line of David. She thought every threat was destroyed. But the Most High Yah had other plans. All right? And her name was Jehosheba. Yahashaba. Shout out to our daughter, our auntie, our grandmama, Yahashaba. Jehosheba. Athaliah's daughter. All right? King Jehoram's daughter. The sister of the slain king Ahaziah. Now, when Athaliah sent her armies into the palace to unalive all the royal children, her daughter, Yahasheba, she, risking her own life in the dead of the night, in the darkness, she snuck through the palace. She found the young infant, Joash. She found the young baby. This was the last surviving heir to King David's throne. Athaliah didn't know this was happening. Her own daughter, before her armies can find the baby, one infant, Yehosheba, she grabbed young Yaash, the baby infant, and she fled to the temple, and she hid him in the temple, the infant Yaash. Now, for 6 long years, the baby was being protected and hidden in the temple of Yah. All right. And Athaliah, who thought there was no more of David's lineage alive, she raged and rampaged the throne. All right? A child king was being hidden while she was planting fear and torment and all through Judea and all over, just steps away from her palace, steps away in the temple, the baby king of Judah was being hidden in the sacred house of Yah. Come on, boy, come on. So, outside, while Athaliah's power was reigning terror, inside, the new baby king, the rightful heir, was silently, spiritually speaking out against Athaliah's power. See, in the darkest time, the Most High's covenant with King David, Dayad, lived on in secret, the secret place, the inner sanctum. So Yahada, the high priest, Jehosheba, she took the little young king to Yahada, the high priest, and he never forgot the promise that the Most High made for King Dayad's lineage, the tribe of Judah. So quietly and patiently, he wove a plan. And the plan that the high priest, Yahadiah, he wove was not just to save the young king Ya'ash, but to save the tribe of Judah's lineage itself. And there would be a time where the young hidden king will be revealed. So, as Athaliah went on with her kingdom, while she feasted, because Baal worship is about big lavish banquets with flesh and blood and pig and swine and all type manners of flesh and blood, while she feasted, she mocked the Most High Yah. She took his name out of the mouth of every of the tribe of Judah, the Yads. They couldn't speak his name. Sound familiar? You Babylonian Ashkenazi convertites? You know, ineffable. The devil's a lie. The Most High calls us by his name to come in his name. We're saved by his name. We're called by his name. Speak my name forever. Proclaim it across the mountaintops. Ineffable. That tetragrammaton is sin, everybody. I'm sorry to tell you. That ain't his name. That ain't his name. His name is Yah, and we'll get there. When you put something with it, it describes it. Aha. Ahaya means I be, I am. That's the first person. Haya means he is, he be. So when you put Aya with his name, Yah, I be Yah, I am Yah, I exist. Haya, Yah, Haya, he be Yah, he is Yah, Yah exists. That's why he said, tell him, Aya sent me. Tell him, Haya. Psalms, his name is Yah. His name is not Yahweh, not Jehovah, not Yahweh, not Yahweh. Those are a title. That's not his name. That is speaking something. When you add something to Yah, it is speaking something about his name. His name consists of a Ya'ada, Aliyah, and a Haya. His name is Yah. You can't find me where it said somewhere else. Tell him Ayah sent me. Haya, second person. Plural. So I mean second person. Perfect. They call it imperfect and perfect, whatever. All right? That part. His name is Yah. And anything you put with it, It's describing something about him. This part. So as Athaliah, right? That's why everybody's name have it in it. Understand? Her name is Athaliah. Do you understand? Not Athaliah way, not Athaliah and all that stuff. Okay? Athaliah, Hezekiah, Ya'ash, Ya'ab, Yarashalam. Do you understand? And everything you put describes something of his name. So all of our names with Yah, it describes something about the creator. All right? Shalom. Do you know what shalom means? Shalom? That means peace and blessings of the Most High. So the city, Yara, Shalom. Yara means reverence or respect. Okay, that's where they get the transliterary word fear, also love. So Yara Shalom, the city, means the peace and blessings and the reverence and respect of the Most High Yah. That's the name of the city. Okay? That's how every name meant something. That's why we teach the Habariah, not the Canaanite Hebrew, with these vowels and diacritic sin marks. All right, now anyway, let's get back. While Athaliah feasted, while she mocked, the Most High Yah took his name out of the tongue, broke down all his temples, his worship places, built up groves and stripper poles and Baal and incense and burning things through the city, while she believed herself to be untouchable, the Most High's law, destiny, plotted her downfall. See, while she was doing all this, the lion of Ya'ada was still roaring in a little baby boy. A little young king was hidden in the temples. So even though the citizens of Ya'ada started to serve Baal, that little baby king's presence was starting to in the spirits over the city, was starting to resonate that we serve in this darkness, Baal. They didn't like Athaliah. All right? So whispers will start to be heard. All right. Now, the book of 2 Chronicles 23:1. All right? It speaks of this part of the story when I'm telling. All right? It started to seep out that the young King Ya'ash was being raised in the temple. And the high priest Yahada, right? That's Y-H-A-D-A, Yahada, right? The high priest, they were starting to be whispers that the lineage was still alive through the young king he survived. That Yahashaba, Athaliah's daughter, got the king out the palace, the young king. Now, a covenant was made while Athaliah thought she had everybody in fear. And the covenant was made to restore the rightful king and to tear down the Queen Athaliah's reign of Judah. She reigned for 6 years. And for 6 years, the young baby king was being raised. And then, at the appointed time, the Mayad, the high priest Ya'ada, brought forth the young boy king, Ya'az. And he brought forth the king to the people, and a gas swept through all the children of Judah, all the streets. A gas and a joy swept that the line of David had survived. And the temple and the streets erupted in joy. A tidal wave of shouts, prayers, tears, joy, singing, worship. After 6 years of unaliving and darkness and Baal worship and just the darkest oppression, fear gripping, the hope of the covenant of the Most High had returned. The baby king was pronounced from the temple by the high priest Yaada. From her throne, Athaliah heard the roar of the people. She heard songs. She heard the name Yah. Listen clearly. From her palace temple, come on, Yah's remnant, come on, Yashala, Yah is always there. From Athaliah's palace temple, she heard the name Yah coming through her windows, singing praises to Yah. This goes out to Yah, 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 Yah. She's heard singing praises to the Father. And she like, hold up, ain't nobody supposed to say that name. So she rose up in her palace windows, and from her stolen throne, she heard the roar of the people. Their cries grew louder, but it wasn't the cries that she was used to hearing. She was used to hearing the cries of fear, the cries of pain, the cries of torment. But now she's hearing the cries of triumph. It's like, what is going on here? Who dare say the name of Yah? What is they singing? What is happening? And driven by rage, by fear, hate, and anger, the king of Judah, the queen king, Athaliah, she raced towards the noise. She raced out the temple to the streets. What are they singing? Who is singing to Yah? And when she got to the people, she stood there, and there was a little boy with a crown on his head. The crowned boy king of Judah, Ya'ash, was presented. And at that moment, she realized that her nightmare had come true. And Athaliah, in her final act, her desperate cry tore through the air, and she yelled out, "Treason! Treason! Treason! This is treason! You will all die! You will all be unalived! Treasonous!" She called out for her palace guards, "This is treason! Unalive them all!" 2 Kings 113 to 114, I think the story takes place. This woman who took the kingdom of Judah, Jezebel's daughter, who slain her own flesh and blood, her babies and her grandbabies, one child survived. The woman who had crowned herself with violence and unaliving, she now accused others of treason. The woman who was the most treasonous, that's crazy, right? The woman, it's like the woman who stole everything started calling everybody else thieves. She's crying out treason. The irony of that is insane, right? Athaliah was calling out treason, and she was saying, "Off with the heads of them all." But the woman who had defied the Most High Yah, slaughtered her own family, she stood now alone, surrounded by the children of Judah who did not like her, and the baby king. And then the high priest, Yahidiah, who raised young Ya'ash, the young baby king of Judah, the fearless priest, while her daughter, Yahashaba, stood by, he gave the order. Yahadiah gave the order, take Athaliah outside of the temple. Let no blood stain the house of the Most High Yah. 2 Kings 11 and 15. So the other one I think was 11 and 13 and 4, if I'm correct. 2 Kings 11 and 15. And they carried Athaliah out the same gates that she slaughtered so many innocents in, and the gates that she strutted her glory and her regal wares. And they carried her out of the temple, out of the gates. And there at the horse's gate, this was a place where the beasts and the dirt, it's a place where they, their horses. You know, you tie your horses with a horse's weight. They call it the horse's gate. So at this place, you got a horse manure all around, right? A place where the beasts, the horses, congregate. They dragged the king of Queen Mother of Judah, Athaliah, Jezebel's daughter, to the horse's gate, and they slit her throat. They unalived her right where the beasts trampled. And the tribe of Judah was reborn. 2 Kings 11:17. The people of the tribe of Judah swore a new oath from that time to serve the Most High Yah and to forsake Baal and Ashtoreth and the poles and the trees, the groves, the Christmas trees. They made an oath to serve the Most High Yah and walk once again in the righteous ways. After all 6 years of darkness, light poured back into the streets of Judah, Yahadiah. And there in the temple where young Ya'ash, the baby king, had been hidden, the child of destiny was crowned the youngest baby king of Judah ever. And the lineage of David, the house of Dayad, endured and continued on, where Mashiach came through the lineage, the Messiah, what they be calling some Jesus. That's why they call him the son of David. They call you Bayan Adayah, Bayan Hadayad is how you say that in original Habariyah. That means you come from the lineage, from the male seed, all the way back from Dayad. All the way back. Do you understand? To Shem, Shayam, Abraham. The baby king in the lineage of Dayad, which Mashiach would come through, the Messiah. The Most High's promise and covenant held firm. Although evil might have raged for a season, you heard? But what came in the morning? Joy came in the morning, thank you. So darkness might reign for a season, you see? But righteousness had the final word, all right? Athaliah, born from Jezebel and Ahab, became a bloody monster who mocked the Most High, who unalived her lineage, who bathed her hands in blood, who took the name of Most High out of the mouths of the tribe of Judah, which continue today with the convertites who still follow this monster. Babylonian stuff, Baal worship, that's why they got the star of Remphan, Moloch, even these Israelites. The star of David ain't never have a star. The only image that could be ever even considered from Dayad would be the 7-candle menorah, but we don't do idol worship. He never had a star. So they speak the Haship. They don't say the name. Now y'all know why. It comes from this monster, Athaliah. And she was a black woman. Jezebel's baby. Oh yeah, she took it even bigger than Jezebel. They don't even tell her story. That's how you really taint history. When you write people, that's what they're doing right now. They rewriting everything out of history right now. Change the narrative. So when they write that out, you won't know where that's not saying the Most High's name come out. So you'll think it's okay that in the Septuagint, when the Grecos who follow these fallen angel gods took the name and they changed it to Lord God, Baal is the Lord. It's crazy work. Baal is the Lord. It's the same thing.
4-letter name of a chief Canaanite god means Lord. David, what is Baal? Yes, B-A-A-L.
Lord, 4-letter word for a chief Canaanite god. What is Baal? They say Baal, but in Hebrew, that's Baal. Okay? So when they're in Circe in the church, they still, nothing new under the sun, calling on Baal. So they replaced the Most High's name over 7,000 times. Took him out. So they won't say his name. You won't come in his name. You won't say his name and everything. And then they made this Septuagint and got you calling on Yahweh, which is a whole nother Canaanite god. That's the Lord. Yahweh, his consort was, what's her name? Asherah. It's crazy. Okay? Now, she, Athaliah, she was a monster. She never knew humility, mercy, or righteousness. She ruled a kingdom of violence, a kingdom of rebellion. She was not just a villain, she was a warning. The warning that when power becomes a god, when fear blinds righteousness, when idols replace the Most High's word, evil is not only possible, it's inevitable. Okay? Athaliah's story is one of the darkest harvests of seeds sown in the tribe of Judah's history, and nobody tells the story. It's not just a story of ancient cruelty. It's a stark, chilling reminder of what happens when power is prized above all else. It's a story that is echoed today everywhere, where pride drowns out righteousness, and ambition, the bag, power, silences morality and consciousness. This was the story of Athaliah, Jezebel's baby girl. I'm sure Jezebel would be darkly proud of the work that her baby did. Now, I'm going to close out. Now, tonight, we broke down, we did the title. Millions are in the streets celebrating Lilith, Baal, and Jezebel. I didn't put Athaliah because I don't do spoiler alerts, right? So that's why everything I do is strategic, right? I could have named it, so I put Jezebel, because I know if I put Athaliah, that'll have some people goes, oh, let me see what Uncle's going to bring, right? No spoiler alerts, right? So now I'll probably change it to Jezebel's daughter in the title, right? Okay, so we saw this. Baal. Everybody listen clearly. This is Baal. This is Baphomet. This is the golden calf bull. This is the Minotaur. They just all have different names. Baal worship. See? They show you who they serve. It's nothing new under the sun.
Qu'on n'a jamais eu. C'est à la fois pour les Toulousains, pour les habitants.
It continues, right? And then this. Copyright disclaimers. See that? That's still Jezebel, still Asherah, Astra, still Eve, Lilith. They just have different names, Ceramices, right? And look at the smoke. So now y'all understand why they got so much smoke and fire. See the fire? See the smoke? Remember Athaliah? She tore down any places to worship the Most High and started burning incense and smoke. It's Baal worship. So that's why everything is on fire. See? Smoke. These idols, 666 worship and stuff. See? That's why everything is burning. Nothing new under the sun. See? The 666 is burning. 6. That 6 is Genesis 3 and 6. That's the mark of the beast. 6. Genesis 3 and 6 is when the fall happened, Eve, transgression, the second world was created. The serpent, the dragon. Okay? 6. That's why it's always burning and smoking. It's also why they burned the crosses. Cross is a death symbol, and hung the so-called blacks from crosses and burning on our lawns and hung from trees and all that, because the Messiah was nailed to a cross beam and hung from a tree. Okay? And the reason why they burn it is because they're giving homage to Baal, to the dragon, to the serpent. That's where you get the fire-breathing dragon stuff from. So that's why smoke is coming out her nose. And you see they got fire everywhere and smoke. All right? See all the smoke and the fire as she go through the streets. And see the burning. See? Baal worship. See, everything on fire and burning. And then they bring Baal to meet her, the dragon to meet Eve. See? And smoke coming out his nose, smoke coming out her nose. And then they hold hands. They smashing some bestiality stuff, right? This is some of the darkest stuff in the world. Today, this was a couple of weeks ago. Yeah, when the eyes was open was crazy work. Right? Look at the millions of people worldwide. Millions of people. See all the fire? This is Baal worship. Now, I'm going to play that one. Now I'm going to close out. I know I got a word for this. I'm going to show that one more time when she opened her eyes. I'm going to let it play back. Watch this. Copyright disclaimers in effect. That's some wicked stuff. Eyes the keys to the soul. All right. Now, I made another backdrop for me to close out. Y'all know I got a word. Share this tab and... Go ahead, Akim.
I meant to mention a lot earlier, but tonight starts the beginning of Hanukkah on our calendar.
Okay. I got to break that down. The Hanukkah thing, because I don't think that's ours. I saw it somewhere, so I don't want to speak right now because I was going to bring it out, but I'll make sure. Before I don't want to speak too much, but I don't think that's ours. I think that's the wish, the Babylon. They made that up. I don't think that's ours. I'll break it down. I don't want to speak outside. Just take that with a grain of salt. Because I was gonna bring it out, but now I'm gonna look into it to make sure, and I'll do a lesson on it from my first rayat. Because I got so much stored. That's not ours. That's not ours. But anyway, I'll bring that out. We'll break that down where that comes from. All right, praise the Most High. All right, let's close out. All right, here we go. Now, y'all know I come with, I'm gonna have a word. All right? I'm gonna have a word. Ain't no way in the world we gonna do all this. So, family, after everything that we have seen tonight, after hearing Athaliah, Jezebel's daughter's story, the boy king, the slaughtering of the babies. Now we know that Minotaur that they have in France wants what? He wants the baby. He wants to be fed the babies. We know that's Moloch, Baal, worship, slaughter of the innocents. So after everything we have witnessed tonight, after watching millions fill the streets, I made this backdrop to play for my outro. After watching millions fill the streets, after watching the symbols of Baal, Lilith, and learning of the ancient goddess Athera, we now come to a place of deeper understanding. Now, these deities that they are parading through the cities like it's entertainment. After us seeing the line between rituals and festivals dissolve. So they had all of these holidays. We're going into the darkest one. That's why these festivals are now. This is the witching season. It's also the holy season, but they mimic it. So we got the Saturnalia season, right? Oh, I didn't save that one. Oh, I had a video for this. I should have showed it. It is spooky. I don't know where I put it. Oh man, that would have been, I knew it was one I forgot. That would have been perfect right here. Oh, sorry, I'll do it another time. All right? Because we coming into that season anyway. I'll save it for that. But anyway, this is the time Satan Claus, Krampus, Christ's Mass, and all that stuff. Seasons of the witch. This is why they got these parades and stuff. These are the line between ritual and festival. So it was festivals, these mystery cults, all of this ancient fallen angel worship. They always had festivals, okay? Ritual and festival become one. So tonight, as we expose, we face a truth darker than the night sky over France. And the truth is, the world is no longer trying to hide its rebellion. It's actually openly celebrating it on the world stage. They ain't no longer trying to hide it. We really in the end times. What used to be whispered in ancient covens, what used to be drawn in secret through symbology, what used to be practiced behind temple doors, is now being paraded down the street. Entire streets, entire nations, entire generations are now participating. They're bringing the babies, they're clapping, they're celebrating the practices that used to be hiding in secrecy. Secret societies and stuff. See, this is not a coincidence, children. This is prophecy unfolding in front of our face in real time. Because when a nation celebrates what the Most High calls an abomination, when the crowds in the streets cheer for imagery rooted in ancient witchcraft rebellion, fallen angel worship, when mythic devils, demons, seductive spirits, and fertility gods and goddesses are elevated like they are the celebrities in the streets. This Minotaur, Baal, Lilith was celebrated through the streets. When this happens, that means we are watching a world and a society that is spiritually divorced from the Most High. In our present day time, Ecclesiasticus, the book of Sirach 15 and 13 says, the Most High hateth all abomination, and they that have respect for the Most High loves it not. Those that fear Yah love it not. We don't love respect. We don't love the abomination either. See, but the world does not hate the abomination anymore. And they're showing you the world don't hate the abomination anymore. The world now dances with the abomination. They call it dancing with the devil. The world crowns the abomination. It paints the abomination on floats, in parades, down the street. It raises the abomination on mechanical beasts made by man's hands. And it applauds the abomination as it marches past down the street past their children. So the world is showing you it does not hate the abomination. It has become one with it. Children of the Most High of every nation, kindred, and tongue, my family, Mashfaya. This is not culture. This is actual ritual disguised. Well, it is a culture. Yeah, no, it's not. It is culture. It's not a righteous culture. It's unrighteous. It's rituals. It is worship disguised as entertainment. So they, come on, Delarashah. So they, I'm going to bring it on together, tying on up. So they disguise this idolatry, this worship, as entertainment down the streets. And all bring the kids out and, hey, look, mommy, look at the horned lady. Look at the smoke coming out of her nose. Look, she's a scorpion and she's a this, and look, right? So worship disguised as entertainment. They doing it with the music. This is idolatry disguised as art. So this company called La Machine, they say, oh no, we just doing theater. This is art. Us making this big abomination, this big Baal. Yeah, it's art. It's theater. It's idolatry disguised as art. And the ancient spirits, the same ancient spirits that seduced the children of Israel, the same ones that corrupted the children of Canaan, the same ones that led Babylon into madness and darkness, are returning to claim new territory. I told y'all, these principalities, from my last lesson, I just said beauty, plastic surgery is a new principality. They're claiming, that's how we know we in the end times, because it will be worse than the days of Noah, and it will be out front things we have never seen before, where the woman is really a man, but the man is a woman, and the man is having a baby, and the woman is, it's like, what? Jeremiah 5:31 says, the prophets prophesy falsely, and my people love to have it so. See, the Safari Yah, what they call the Bible, talks all about this. It explains it all. Yah Mayaha, 5 and 31 says, and I repeat, it says, the prophets prophesy falsely, and my people love to have it so. But not your remnant, y'all. Father, Abba, the Most High. Your remnant, I don't love to have it so. So them false prophets can kick rocks. See, the people who become one with the world, who become of the world, love what destroys them. They always did that through all antiquity. They love what destroys them. They celebrate what endangers their souls. See, the world is now stepping into a new boldness of wickedness. That's why I said the things that used to hide in secret, in covens, in temples and stuff, right? Secret society. This new era, this new age, it is stepping into a new boldness of wickedness. Not silent wickedness, not hidden wickedness, but a new word I'm going to term tonight. We terming this. Uncle Yahya Shah from Mashayah Assembly Ministries, House of Yah. We term this on Gregorian calendar 12/11/2025. This word. This new world is stepping into a new boldness of wickedness. Not silent wickedness, not hidden wickedness, but this word, performative wickedness. Wickedness with festivals, parades, music, fireworks, choreography, entertainment, performative wickedness. This is not just France. This is the spirit that's over this age. That's called a Maya, the Most High's timing. It is a spirit over this age, a principality. It ain't just France, it's everywhere. Everywhere we look, we see what? Performative wickedness. The world is a stage. Come on. It's over your phones, your tablets, your YouTube, your TikToks, your Instagram. It's everywhere. All through the streets. Every performative wickedness. The old ancient defiance has returned with a bang. That defiance says, I will do what I want. I will worship what I want. I will celebrate whatever pleases me, whatever I want, and I will redefine whatever I want. I will redefine good for evil, male for female. I will do what thy wilt. See, Yah spoke on this. The manuscript says, the beginning of pride is when one departeth from the Most High. That's the book of Sirach 10 and 12, Ecclesiasticus. The beginning of pride is when one departeth from Yah. I will redefine good and evil. I will do what I want. I will celebrate what pleases my flesh. See, a nation that departs from the Most High always returns to idols. And yet, children, this ain't the most frightening part. The most frightening part is that millions and millions will see this and they will feel and do nothing about it. No warning, no spiritual recoil, no discerning of it, no discomfort, no respect for the Most High. They will do nothing. Hearts have become numb, minds becoming desensitized, and spirits becoming dull. The Safaria, what they call the Bible, calls this the falling away. See, that's what the scripture calls it. The great falling away. They will do nothing about it. They will actually celebrate it. 2 Thessalonians 2:10 says, because they receive not the love of the truth, the Most High Yah shall send them a strong delusion. This delusion will be so powerful that the people will celebrate the thing that actually destroys them and ignore the thing that brings them salvation. Yo, you can't make that up. That's why the Safari Yah, I don't care. It ain't no religious book. It's a book of prophecy. You come out of religion and read it and you'll see it. All right? The Most I said, it'll send you a strong delusion. So they over there got their kids. That man said, well, my oldest one was scared, but the youngest one is too young to be scared. It's like, bro, this minotaur that he's scared of, they would have fed him to this minotaur. His spirit is scared. But his dad is under a strong delusion. All right? These devilish entities are no longer hiding. But guess what? Neither is the Most High's judgment. Oh, Shooky, somebody done told you wrong. Now, these demonic entities, these devilish entities, they ain't hiding no more. But guess what? Neither is Yah's judgment. See, these parades, they are not harmless at all. They are actually markers. They're signals. These parades are announcements in the spiritual realm that the nations have chosen their allegiance. Come on, Dolores Shaw. We walking this on home. These parades ain't none of this stuff harmless. I told you everything that you do has spiritual implications. You understand? And you can't lie to the spirit realm. So these things that these nations are doing are announcement in the spirit realm that their nations have chosen their allegiance. See, Baal represents rebellion, bloodshed, and corruption. And Lilith represents seduction, chaos, and spiritual lawlessness. So when you put the two together, like they just put in this parade, they have Baal and Lilith hold hands like boyfriend and girlfriends, and it breeds rebellion, bloodshed, corruption, seduction, chaos, and spiritual lawlessness. This is the covenant that they come into Dolores Shaw, thinking this is just entertainment. You heard? It ain't. It's performative wickedness. And now, in the last days, the world resurrect Baal and Lilith with joy. You can't make this up. With joy. In the streets, people in the windows, they by the millions gathered. Just happy and joyful. They resurrecting these deities. This is not a festival, what you're seeing on the screen. This is what you would call a prophetic red flag waving in front of every nation. So the Most High said, I was going to do something. It took me off. I didn't know what he was going to have me to do. I sat here. I told the study last night, Tuesday. I said, I hope. I finished the Bible study last night at like 1 a.m. I said, I hope I'm not sitting here in this chair to about 2 p.m. because sometime the Most High won't give me what he want me to bring out. I sit here all night. And guess what happened? I finished. Everybody know, remember, look at when that time I put the thumbnail up, 1 p.m. And then I messaged the ministry on WhatsApp. Like, guys, I'm just 2 p.m. Literally, I said it. I sat here all night trying to figure out what do you want me to bring out. Sometimes it's the worst. Sometimes that happens. I'm trying to work around that. So I was sitting with Yah, and I think I have a way to work around that, where if that happens, I can find something. I think because that is torturous. So I was really tortured, and I didn't even have sleep yesterday. So I sat here from 1 a.m. And I think he gave me what I was supposed to bring out at about 12 p.m. the next day. And then I got to make the video, do the thumb. I'm like, okay. All right. So this is the work. All right. It's not a game, but they are doing so much work to usher in darkness. How much more would I not be willing to sacrifice to do the work of righteousness, to make sure I hear what the Most High wants me to bring out? And he gave me this. And he said, show it, expose it. And I never even knew this happened. I'm like, what is happening? I'm like, bro, this world is crazy. Okay? Shout out to Brother Warren. So this is not a festival, what you're seeing on the screen. It's a prophetic red flag waving in front of all the nations. Isaiah 3:9 says, their continents do witness against them. They declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul. Yashayaha 3:9. Their continents bear witness against them, what they're doing. They declare their sin as Sodom and Gomorrah. This is sin. They hide it not. Right in the streets in the public. Woe unto their soul, for they have awarded evil unto themselves. That part. See, when wickedness becomes public celebration, then judgment stops being delayed. It's ushered in. But hear me, children of the Most High. We are not to fear this mess. We are called to discern it. We are called to prepare. We are to stand firm while all these nations bow down to these idols made of metal, made of mythology, and made of madness. That part. Because the remnant of the Most High does not march in these parades. We don't take part of Thanksgiving, Christ's Mass, Saturnalia, all these fallen angel practices. We do not become one with these rituals that they're calling festivals and holidays. The remnant does not celebrate these spirits. The remnant does not get seduced by the hype of the world. Sirach 2:15 says, they that fear, respect the Most High, will not disobey his word, and they that love him will keep his ways. Ecclesiasticus 2:15. We are called to keep the Most High's ways, actions, and deeds, even when the entire world abandons the Most High's ways and take on Baal and Lilith and Jezebel and Greco, any of these gods, Zeus and Jesus and Christos and all these gods. Okay? So, we are called to keep Yah's ways even when the entire world abandons them. So tonight, as I close out this teaching, I'm going to leave you with this truth, and let this truth settle deep inside of your raya, your spirit. The world is clearly choosing its gods, and each of you must choose who you're going to serve. Choose you this day who you will serve. See, my advice is to choose the creator of all things, the Most High. The Safari Yah calls his name Yah. Choose the Most High while the nation choosing, Lilith, Athaliah, Jezebel, Semiramis, Osiris, Isis, Beelzebub, Baal, Ashtaroth, Ishtar, Easter, Christmas, right? While they're choosing these idols, we are to choose the Most High. We are to choose righteousness while the world chooses rebellion. We are choose to be set apart, what they call holy, while the world chooses to be in agreement and spectacle. We are to choose discernment while the world clearly chooses deception. Because the celebration of ancient spirits, these ancient principalities, is the clearest sign that Mashiach's return is coming near. Now, for those who don't believe in that, it is what it is. Choose righteousness. You don't got to believe in none of that. As long as you choose righteousness over unrighteousness, then you're choosing Yah. That part. This ain't about religion, it's about relationship. See, when they celebrate these ancient principalities in the open streets, that's how we know that the kingdoms of this world are in their final act. The world is the stage, and this is the final act of the play. They doing it in the streets, the Larashah, Yah over everything. Revelation 18:4 says, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sin, what you see on the screen. So come out of her, children of the Most High. You see her, she's on the screen. Come out of her, be separate, stay righteous, guard your home, guard your children, guard your eye gates, your ear gates, guard your spirit, guard yourself, cover yourself in righteousness, because the world is celebrating darkness. That's why that image said she came to eat the light. She said she came to eat the sun, swallow the light. This Lilith image. The world is celebrating darkness because the remnant must be the light. And she said she came to eat the light. The devil's a lie. You won't eat my light. We rebuke you, Lilith. We rebuke you, Baal. We rebuke you, Jezebel, and your wicked daughter Athaliah. We rebuke all dark principalities. We send you back from the rebellion from which you come. You adversaries. We rebuke the smoke. We rebuke the incense. We rebuke the covenants. We rebuke the worship. We send it all back to the darkness from where you come. Because greater is he that is within us and we. There you go. There you go. Great. Thank you, y'all. Greater is he that is within we. That part. And in France, what they say, Hakyama, oui. You take your little Greco wee-wees that y'all serving this Baal, this Minotaur, right? That's all they talk about. No. You got the we serve the Most High in spirit and in truth. You understand that? We, us, the remnant children of the Most High, we are in covenant with the Most High, his holy name and his righteous order. That part. Hakyama, somebody wanted to say something? Oh, no. Praise Yah. This tonight, children of Yah, has been millions are in the streets celebrating Lilith, Baal, and Athaliah, Jezebel's baby. Live right now. They outside in covenant with darkness. Shout out to Yalayat, shout out to Yohana Kwam, shout out to anybody else that I missed. I couldn't see the full chat. Thank you for the donations. Look at the elder knocked out. I know Yasha knocked out. Thank you, Hakyama, for your assistance. Thank you, House of Yah. We seeing Yah's going to expose more and more. Now y'all know where the fire, the smoke, why that shows all the time. Now y'all know when they took the Most High's name out of the mouth. It started with Jezebel's baby, the woman king of Judah. For 6 years, she reigned, and she plunged the tribe of Judah into the most dark Baal worship. But her baby god, Yahashaba, that's another strong daughter of Yah. They call her Jehosheba. Most of y'all probably never heard of her. Shout out to our great-grandmother, Auntie Yahashaba, for doing the righteous work. Shout out to the king priest, Yahada. Shout out to the young king, Ya'ash, the righteous remnant. May the Most High cover and bless you all. Thank you, House of Yah Mashiach Assembly. This has been Divine Discussions, probably episode 100 and something in them, right? May the Most High cover and bless you all. We live Friday. We should be finishing the series on Friday, unless the Most High tell me to do something else. May the Most High cover and bless you all. Y'all have a blessed night. May the Most High cover and bless you all. Hold on. Let me get that off the screen. Stop share. Stop screen. All right. I've been playing a long time. Share. There you go. Millions celebrate that. The devil's a lie. Shalom, everybody. See y'all on Friday. Shalom, Hakyama. Love you all. Go forth and be the light, children of the Most High. We out. Shalom.
He adds secures and hooks us tight. A gift from Yah, eternal life. He sent his son a sacrifice to show how much he loves us. You are loved, you are loved. You are loved, you are loved. You are loved, oh, you are loved. You are loved by Yahuwah.
Praise Yah.
Praise Yah. Hallelujah.
Hallelujah. Bible study every Tuesday, 8 p.m. We having a Zoom Bible study. I'm gonna put email me for the link.
I'm a lion of the tribe of Judah. Say it again. You are the precious chosen people of the Most High.
We hope you have a good time watching our videos, and we'll see you in the next video.
And we'll see you in the next video. So like and subscribe.
Our channel.
Yeah.
We are the true Hebrews. We are the true ones that fulfill Bible prophecy and scripture.
He adds secure